right, hold on. Do I look pretty, guys? Okay, awesome.
Raise your arms right now. Show me your pits.
Wendigoon told me.
I've seen these before.
Wait, no, back up.
You in the back. I saw your hand raised.
Radiating tier 3 sub energy, okay?
Wendigoon will be killing himself tonight.
I'm gonna shoot you.
You know what you have to do.
Oh, what the fuck is it? I feel fear for the first time.
Rookie mistake! Rookie!
Wait.
I love him.
Because you can't pull that out on me. You can't just all of a sudden be like, yeah, car killed Shaq. You need to get on like the Porn-Stache gang the rest of us have got going on.
Yeah.
The problem is like, mine
Still
leads
press a
into
joke.
more like
A diddler.
different porn, yeah. like younger, like porn that's not legal type stash. Whereas
the glasses,
Boobs
the
definitely
haircut,
just got like an awesome stash, but.
You think I just woke up one morning with this? You put in the hours.
You went through.
You know,
you look like a pedophile.
You go
for a
through
year.
the diddler phase.
You look cool.
You don't.
You earn it. You have to earn it over that time.
To earn your stripes. Yeah, you have to look like a pervert for at least 6 months.
Dude, some of us are willing to go through that gauntlet. I'm just not strong enough. I'm one of the ones that I tap out before.
You're not even gonna go anywhere. No one would even see you for those 6 months. You'd be fine. Just your kids would be afraid of you.
Yeah.
Until they're a little older and they just know
You
who
don't
you
understand. You don't understand, kid. This is Daddy has to become stronger. This is his trial.
Daddy will look like Magnum PI one day. Okay,
dude, I am telling you, there's no Tom
Trust
Selleck
me.
on the horizon. I could fucking sit here and not shave for 3 years. It's not coming. Like my shit just stops.
You don't
growing.
know that though. Have you ever tried to grow a
What's the
mustache?
longest you've gone?
I never thought I could grow one. I just didn't shave for like 2 years.
He was on.
Okay, you can just tell Brian. Like Brian's like, oh yeah, just
Brian's
time.
like a hairy guy, but
Look, you can see his
You can
other
hear
sweater poking out of his shirt. Yeah. You're just a
What are
hairy
you gonna
fucking guy, dude.
What are you
You
gonna
can
do?
grow
Like,
anything.
It's called
do?
insulation.
It's just like
He's
2 weeks of
insulated.
not shaving my fucking like sides. Like it's just time. It's just commitment. You're just
I
not
like
ready
it.
for it.
I
The
just
mutton
need to
chop.
commit.
Are you gonna go full Wolverine, like mutton chops
No.
and all?
Christ, no.
Oh,
it's just I
that'd
don't
be
grow
so cool.
anything here currently. So
Oh,
my dad has the same like bald
sorry.
spots there. I'm just going for more of a tombstone look right now, but I keep getting Three Musketeer.
Three Musketeer. That's
So my bitch.
I get
and-
comments every now and then. They're like, "Why do you shave that stupid widow's peak into your hair?" And it's like, I can't help it.
Oh.
That's just where the hair
fucking
decides
fucked
to go.
That guy's an asshole. What the hell?
Why do you do that?
Why do you like try to look like the cryptid that you're talking about? Fucking psycho, dude.
I'm trying to get
Yeah,
like a
it's just-
non-pixelated view of Wendigoon real quick.
Yeah, I know.
So I can
Like
shit on him for
Do I
this
really just-
pixelated.
Do I really just look like some pixels? Is that
Like a
what's
PS1
going on?
character. Your shirt's
Yeah.
too loud.
Oh.
There's too much going on. Camera can't fucking.
It's absorbing
The fabric's
too
too
much.
vibrant.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't keep up
freaking
with
out.
it.
Shirts in 4K, but the body is
It's breaking the
Suffering.
it's breaking the camera. Poor Logitech was never made for this.
Sam Flash's tea.
Yeah. So do you go to that range day thing?
I did, yeah. I did.
Yeah?
Brandon, Donut, a bunch of those guys hosted it. It was a good time. It was a good
Was
time.
that fun? It looked like a long list of people that I wanted to meet, and I wanted to go, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to. It was like short notice for
I
me.
don't know. It sounds
Right,
like you
right.
really wanted to meet him, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was like, oh, that'd be cool to go meet Wendigoon, but I was like, maybe he tests the waters and come back and report to me whether or not it was, whether or not it
Worth
sucked.
It was.
Did it suck? Were they cool?
They were very cool. It was a good time. There's a lot of cool people
Yeah.
there. A ton of people on like the gun tube side of YouTube. There was a
Yeah.
bunch of other people there who were just kind of personalities. Like, do you all know the PsyOp girl, Haley
Yeah.
Lujan?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. A bunch.
Wait, the
there was
army
like,
psyop
I'm
girl? Like,
yeah, the army
Yeah,
PsyOp
okay,
girl.
yeah.
She was there. Yeah.
okay.
I guess that's her legal name now. PsyOp girl. There was like I'm dumb to like wrestlers and professional sports. There was a guy there who was like MMA. There was a few like political guys, politicians in like the gun area and stuff like that. A lot of really cool people. Everyone was just there to shoot guns and have a good time. It was a lot of fun. And Brandon and Cody, donut operator, I can confirm are very kind people and were great hosts. So yeah, it was a good time. You should definitely come to the next one. 100%.
Okay. This is better.
I mean, we'll get ourselves a little Airbnb. We'll shack up. It'll be a great time.
Okay. I know that like I guess it was like a year ago. He invited me to like go on maybe podcasts or go down there to the range. And I was like, I don't know, that's a big commitment. What if we don't like vibe or whatever? And I was like, maybe we like do like a podcast or something like that over the internet first. And I know that pissed him off because he's referenced that like 3 times in DMs. Since he's like, hey, why don't you come out to the range? You know, unless we don't vibe or something, whatever the fuck that means. Like,
God damn. Yeah.
So, but now that you passed the vibe check.
Is that Brandon?
Huh? No, it wasn't Brandon. It was Donut Operator. Was the one that
Cody. Okay,
yeah.
all right. Continue.
Yeah.
You were saying vibe check. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, but now that they passed the vibe check with you, I guess I'd be willing to put a toe in. I'll meet them halfway in like Mississippi or something if they want to.
Yeah.
Airport.
I'm gonna be going home soon. I just want to say hi and see if
they
we
were
here first.
Yeah.
They're cool people. I did embarrass myself though in front of a few of them. Do you know who Demolition Ranch is? Yeah, so he's this gun tuber, got like 8 million subs, something absurd like that. Been watching him for years, right? And I'm good friends with his brother, Operator Drewski, or Drew.
Okay.
So I already knew Drew beforehand. So when I get, they're brothers. No one knows that because they don't talk about. But yeah, Drew and Matt are brothers. Yeah. I'm good friends with Drew. So Drew's like, hey, I want you to meet Matt. So I'm like, okay. And some prelude to this was at the range and it had been raining. And at first I walked up to shoot some guns and I was just wearing a shirt like this. And I'm like, I'm not going to be a wimp. I'm not going to put a jacket on. That's lame. So I stood there in the rain shooting for a while and I got really cold, but I wasn't going to let anyone know that. So then whenever Drew walked up to me,
you can't.
I'm not going to be the first one to put on a jacket, and I'm especially not going to admit I didn't bring one, right? So Drew walks up, he's like, hey, I want you to come meet Matt. So I walk over to Matt, and Matt's there and like he's being comedic. He's wearing like a big fur coat with like bullets in it or whatever. And I walk up to him and I'm like, hi, my name's Isaiah, and he's like, oh, hi. Are you cold? And I'm like, yeah.
No.
He goes, you need a jacket? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you didn't bring one? I'm like, no. Like, it was like a teacher, like, this being stern with me. Remember to bring your jacket. Anyway, he's like, do you want one? And I'm like, yeah. So he like goes to his wife, and his wife pulls like her Colombian jacket out of the car and is like, here. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So I wear it. And at the end of the day, I walk up to him like, do you want your jacket back? And he goes, no, you don't have a jacket. Just keep it. And I'm like, well, I can afford one. That's not the issue.
Check the YouTube guy. I'm doing fine. It was negligence. I forgot to pack it. Yeah. I think he walked up to his wife and stripped her jacket off of her.
Yeah, it's like, this is a YouTuber event. I didn't show up like with the tin can shivering. But yeah, so my interaction with Demo Matt is I'm the weird guy who was just freezing to death all day until he's like,
this thing in Texas? I didn't think it got that cold over there.
That's why I didn't bring a jacket, because it's in San Antonio. So I'm like, this will be fine. And then no, it was far too cold. It was a mistake. But yeah, so that was my interaction with. Yeah.
It's like I'm a badass. I don't need a coat. I gotta look strong for America. Like,
yeah, I should have just kept it going. Been like, nah, are you cold? You look like the cold one. Why you need that fur jacket, huh? Loser.
You're a tough guy, yeah.
There's guns over here. Let the guns warm you up.
The opposite problem at Creator Clash in Tampa. Like, I brought nothing but pants. I live here.
Yeah, well, you're the dumbest city in the world, dude. Yeah.
I live here. I brought nothing but long pants. I was like, it is brutal outside. I don't ever leave my house,
Constant fear of butt sweat marks on my shorts.
I was walking around downtown with, just a line of ass sweat in the back of my shorts.
You had to stand up at a restaurant at one point because your butt was getting so hot.
It was so soggy.
Your butt was getting so it was like ruining everyone's appetite. It was so gross.
Sweaty
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Grow a
so
lot of hair down there, dude. You can't grow a mustache. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh, that's my problem. I'm hairy from like the waist down. Like I'm like that little goat dude from Hercules. Like I'm just hairy from the waist down. Legs are covered, ass is covered, but can't really grow.
Nutsack has an afro.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
That was a.
It was,
do you ever plan on going to any of those events, Wendigoon, like TwitchCon or Creator Clashes or anything? Or is that not your speed?
No, I probably will at some point. I was thinking about going to a Creator Clash this year, but I'm also getting married, so I have wedding plans, and that,
Congrats.
My fiance would be kind of upset with that. Woo! Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you.
Nobody else cheered. That's embarrassing.
Well,
I'm
it
excited.
reminds me how lonely
I wish you had happiness for the rest of your days. These guys don't give a fuck, but
it makes me jealous.
It's a scam. Sam's fucking trying to scam you, dude.
No, it's happy over here, dude. I'm having the time of my life. I love my wife. I love my kids. You
Top 10
kids?
wife moments, go.
That's what you were saying the whole trip.
Yeah.
Every day I woke up, I was like, thank God those fucking cretins aren't here. Holy shit. Oh,
the way you phrased that was like he's getting threatened. Every day he wakes up, I have a wife, I have kids. Don't hurt me.
She was monitoring his location.
I'd definitely be down to go to like TwitchCon or something like that, because there's a lot of YouTubers I've met like online, like podcasts and stuff, who I'd like to meet in person. This was honestly the shoot with Brandon and Donut was the first event that I've met people, so it was kind of weird. It was the first thing I ever went to as Wendigoon, if that makes sense. It was kind of strange. Yeah. But I met like CoffeeZilla, Leon Lush, a bunch of guys like that who I've watched forever. And then I got to meet him in person. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'd love to do more stuff like that.
Is Wendigoon different than Isaiah, your actual?
Well, I just mean like, it's weird because I live in a small town, right? And it, it's like the mask. Like you put on the green mask and just like
always so obsessed with this. Like you act different.
Do you have a different persona?
Do you have like a wrestling persona for online?
It's so weird that you mentioned that, because I was thinking about this last night, how I do have a persona a little bit. And now it's incredibly uncomfortable that that's the first question you ask. Like it was a brain parasite.
This guy, I watch your videos. I'm like, this fucker's faking it. This isn't the real guy. Is he trying to Don Draper us, bitch? I see right through it. This guy's completely
all right, well, time to
different.
delete the channel. Bye, everyone. Wendigoon will be killing himself tonight. Isaiah will be fine, but Wendigoon's dead. No, it's like I live in a small town, right? So the only times anyone ever like recognizes me as Wendigoon's the occasional like person at a restaurant or whatever. But I've always just been Isaiah. And then when I come to podcasts and stuff like this, it's like, oh, hello, Wendigoon. But going to that range was the first time that people in person walked up to me and were like, Wendigoon, fan of your channel, rather than just it was strange. It was like it's like a business meeting almost, but for a fake person that doesn't exist. It was very strange. But like in a way, Wendigoon kind of is, because like when I was in college, right, I used to have problems with public speaking and stuff like that. I would weirdly stutter. I have a very bad habit, or had a very bad habit, of either stuttering or like voice cracking whenever I was talking in front of groups of people and stuff like that. So whenever I started YouTube, I'm like, what happened is whenever I started YouTube, I was like, it's just a camera, right? There's no one in the room with me, so I can just talk freely. So as I got more and more comfortable with that, anytime I would go to speak in public or whatever, I'm like, I'm just going to talk in the same way I do whenever I'm recording something. So it's like I can pretend my way out of having social anxiety. It's weird, but Wendigoon kind of is a persona.
Kent just stutters. That's your superpower. is you just walk in the closet, come back out with a Hawaiian shirt on, you're like, Stutter is gone. I am Wendigoon now.
You know how Saul Goodman throws on like the salmon pink jacket, and he's like, he just transforms. That's what the Hawaiian shirt does.
Almost like the opposite when I have to talk to like I'm not great at public speaking, but I think I'm more comfortable talking to like a group of people than when it's like just me and the camera. Like I have to do the ad read. Like it just feels so unnatural just talking to like my monitor. It's like when you guys aren't here. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, so, and I'm just like over focused on like, you sound like an idiot right now. Like you're talking, I just get way more nervous. Like anytime I try to record a video where I'm like talking by myself.
That's the bulk of my creative life is actually just spent talking to a camera.
It makes me
cameras
nervous.
are my friends. They're more my friends than you guys.
They don't you have more cameras than real
I
friends.
love my little camera. Camera's awesome.
She's so good to me.
Bad takes my camera watches, and then it doesn't say shit about it.
Bro,
make fun of me.
I know you know what it feels like, but the feeling of like saying a joke to a quiet room, like you're facing the camera and you say something that you're gonna edit to be a joke in the video, but then there's just the quiet, and you're like, okay.
Yep.
Well,
done with, it's preparing me for any sort of like stand-up career I'm going to attempt in the future.
Yeah.
It's just as quiet as it usually is when I say those.
All right, it's just a 1,000 cameras sitting
Don't laugh. You're going to throw me off my tempo. I'm used to dead silence.
Don't make any sound.
Immediately go into the next joke.
It's funny because what Pooh mentioned is kind of like the reverse of what I always get, because you said that like whenever you talk to a camera you feel like this weird anxiety or whatever of like, oh man, that was bad. But I'm that way with like in front of people. I'm like, no one reacted, no one, it's bad. But in front of a camera, I'm like, this loser has to listen to everything I say. They can't react. They can't do anything about it. Yeah. Man, it's so weird. I was setting up last night thinking about the concept of Wendigoon as a persona. Then you're like, so is Wendigoon like a persona to you?
Well, you're
that
like
was
one
so
of the
strange.
more
Don't do that
genuine
again.
YouTubers out there, so that's why it would be funny if you had like a persona.
Aw,
you know,
that's very sweet. I mean, like, you know, the stuff I care about and whatever is legitimate. It's just like all Wendigoon does is get over public speaking and stuttering that Isaiah can't. But now,
sweet,
Isaiah figured out how, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't need Wendigoon anymore.
It's like the Hawaiian shirt's like the Green Goblin mask from Spider-Man, setting up in the corner. Yeah. Use your hatred.
Sam, do you find yourself having a persona with your general sense? Because you seem to carry over the same level of crassness and just kind of unpleasantries in real life. I've noticed.
Really, honestly.
Unpleasantries? What are you talking
about? Some guy at Credit Clash is like, can I get a picture? And you're like, I gotta piss. Keep going.
Holy shit, dude.
I have to go get General Sam. Hold on.
By not like figuring out how to get VIP access. I was out there with the goddamn peasants.
I told you, we're gonna need that VIP access. But
I thought you were joking, and then it turns out the people that show up to like a Creator Clash event, there was some serious.
Careful like, what you say. I actually found it a lot more pleasant than like any of the.
All I'm saying is that whole stadium was radiating tier 3 sub energy. Okay, like it was.
Yeah. How do you throw an event for YouTube boxing unless you got some? I mean, the people right behind us were like screaming the entire time. I'm like, I really wish I could be that invested in the fights that we're watching.
They
knew every single fighter, like every drama and everything. But I mean, it is kind of like it's how we have this job, so you gotta.
I
love them.
Like I'm.
I forgot about that. I love every single person that was in that stadium.
That's better. Yeah, the peasants, as you refer to them.
I should.
Man, I mingle with the normals. Yeah.
Stall. I want you to edit that when I say peasant. Insert like. Best friend, maybe. We gotta get this. We gotta keep this parasocial relationship.
Did he ever edit those in? I never.
No. I don't know. Probably.
I was in the stadium with thousands of friends.
See it once.
All you
But anyway,
and all
so
your
on
friends.
the whole, like you were positive
Jeez, you're
trip
really
going down
bringing
the,
it back.
Yeah, to that.
No.
Well, because
Damn,
like
dude.
really-
no,
yeah,
we
great
did nothing. We
segue.
just both came back from
I know,
events where
I'm
we
gonna
went and
lose
talked to
all
like
We did.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna lose all my Creator Clash knowledge, but this isn't the episode to talk about it.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Well, that was
it is
another thing too.
weird.
Was I didn't want to go down to the range and then come back and do Creator Clash.
Oh,
It
that's
was
Well,
honestly
it
picking
is-
between
Like,
those two. And
the
I made my
fans
decision.
or
Yeah.
the YouTubers, and he picked the fans.
I love the
no,
fans.
he hung out
It
with
was
Number
between
one. He's a fan of the
hanging
fans.
out with Wendigoon and
friends.
going for the fans. And I picked the fans.
He really does
Yeah,
care
man.
about
With
all
that-
his friends, and he wants you to tell him how
record
much
my best
you care about him
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
DMs all the time.
the
Yeah.
whole time, dude. He was like, "Wubby, how do you get away from him? How do you not have to take pictures with him?" VIP, what's that? Just so fucking. It cracks me up too. Like Sam's got such a. You have like your paternal instincts kick in when anytime someone's in danger, but you lack like the social awareness to like. I don't know. There's a couple situations I remember where like that when we were at the casino. One of our friends, that's a girl, got like really sick, and they were like, "She's in the bathroom." Sam's just fucked up. He's like, "Should I go check on her?" I'm like, "No, dude." You're no, but you're like, "Should I go with them?" I'm like, "No, what are you gonna do?"
Oh
Dude, no,
okay,
it's just
because-
cute. No, it's a nice instinct coming out of you.
Yeah.
But then we were at the after party too. We just found a pair of smashed glasses on the ground, and you're like, "Do you think these are Eddie Burbank? Should I go check? Should I go get these?" I'm like, "No, you shouldn't just go up to
No, I
people
know it
and be
wasn't
like,
his
think
because I
these are
talked to
Eddie
him
Burbank.
earlier.
I don't.
I
sound
just
like you
found
be
him. I went in there and I
fumbling
put him on
Velma.
like the first shelf as soon as you walk in. I just put him so
That's
it's
nice,
eye level. Yeah.
I just like that your first instincts. You were just like, I just was talking to a guy with glasses. Do you think these are his?
They might be.
They were
might
like
be, I don't know.
white
Glasses.
glasses. Like,
I've seen these before.
I was gonna go and just start
Now,
putting them
where
on
have
people's
I seen
faces
this?
like Cinderella's shoes to see if they fit.
What if you put them on? They fit a beautiful woman. She fell in love with you. Would you leave Abby or?
Yeah, but she looks like a
I mean,
fucking
that's-
nerd with the glasses on.
You're asking me if I would leave my wife and my two kids if a woman could wear glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable question.
Well, like it was a perfect
Dude,
fit.
Yeah, but
like
they fit
perfect
perfect.
fit. Like
These are
Well,
really
considering I
good
found
glasses.
them,
Yeah.
the arms were all fucked up and like she would have
She
to be
looked like a
some
Picasso.
grotesquely fucking
But they fit perfect.
They were-
perfectly.
Meant to be.
So she looks like the Elephant Man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'd leave my wife and kids for that. Yeah, I
Okay,
guess.
cool. That's the answer I wanted. I was
And
looking
to
for
go
it.
You would
back, once
manipulate
again, I'm
any
not, like,
scenario.
Insane. She apparently when Ashley got incapacitated, I was talking to her 4 seconds earlier. Like
I know. Well, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
just
assumed
thought
she
it was
like tripped and broke her head on the urinal or something. I don't know.
God.
They've got like
She's
mini
so
urinals
urinal
to
broke
go
her
check
head
the
on the
bathroom.
urinal.
Imagine
Yeah.
someone goes like,
In the women's
hey,
bathroom.
great conversation. I'm gonna go pee. Be right back. And then they just can't like come out of the bathroom. I was scared. I thought she had.
It would be
attacked or
you would
something.
look
You never
worse.
just
Yeah,
had a
she had
demon
been
come out of your
attacked
asshole
and you
before?
were in the
Like,
bathroom. Like she's bloodied up in the bathroom and you're in the women's bathroom
Yeah.
checking on her. Who are people gonna believe?
That's true.
What happened here? I was just checking on her. She's gone for 4 minutes in the bathroom.
And then-
You're grabbing her by the fucking shirt. She's like her head's
Yeah,
moving around.
his
Yeah.
story.
She's,
His story is,
Immediately
oh
attacked
well, I was
Carlos
talking
for
to
not
her.
helping.
yeah.
yeah,
His
yeah,
story
you
is,
talked
oh, I
to
was
her?
talking to her, and she was gone for 4 minutes, so I thought she died. You know,
Yeah.
just
I had to go
logically.
check on her in the bathroom. You guys think I should? No, not dude. Drop it. And he's like, "Are you sure?" You probably should. It's been like 2.5 minutes. I don't know what girls take so long in there. I should
All right, so I'm gonna stop caring about anybody from here on out.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
asking
exactly
any more
There you go.
the
questions.
moral of the story.
Should have went in and give her a swirly instead.
yeah.
Some shit.
Break your glasses. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I just remembered
That's
it.
sweet. That's very
Yeah.
sweet of him. I
Yeah,
like
he's
it.
got a good he's got his
Good heart. No, it's in the right
good
place.
heart. Yeah,
No.
good heart. Just no social awareness to use it. Right?
He's a good dad.
You're
Not
like
much
the Iron
else.
Giant or something. Yeah, you're just yeah, nothing else. Yeah. No, it's funny every day just looking over and you and Lettuce are both just like, getting destroyed every day.
Dude, I was trying to get like on Lettuce's like level of consciousness, which is like just above being like a human rock. Like I was trying to get at that level. I just had Pooh making all the decisions
San
and
Diego,
everything
man.
for me.
It was San Diego level, but then throw in a little bit of other trinkets and doodads for your body and what we can say on here.
Trinkets and doodads.
Yeah. Things, little machinations, but oh yeah, it's a really good time. I'm more excited for the next one because I think now that Sam saw the horrors of having to talk to the people that make you and take a photo every once in a while, we'll get those VIP badges and we'll be able to hang out in that room. Yeah, we're those people.
Poor guy.
Like, oh my god, can I get a picture?
Yeah.
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 That's true.
Yeah,
like once you're in the VIP area,
Yeah.
we become
you
the
yeah.
fucking the nuisances. 'Cause we're barely skating in there, you know.
Well, that was. So I was talking like,
Minimum
and they're
require-
like, wow, like we had to take like 7 pictures, and Wubby's like, oh, big whoop, dude. Like, there's people everywhere like taking photos of them while they're just sitting, like at every angle.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess that kind of it's a double-edged sword. Getting that kind of.
I wasn't even at
quite a
Creator Clash, but Mama Max was there, and he's got like a beard and hair similar to mine. So I just got like 500 ats on Twitter. Like, man, it was so cool seeing Wendigoon at Creator Clash, and so many people were doing it. It gaslit me to being like, "Did I go to that? Am I there right now? Is this real?" Yeah, Wendigoon went.
I should have
Isaiah's
taken a
still
picture
here.
with him and tagged you in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear the people behind us thought Omid was Meat Canyon? They kept being like, Meat Canyon. Oh my god, it's Meat Canyon. They do vaguely look like it. But I just
I
thought
don't know what that guy looks like. I didn't
kind
know.
of just he just looks like a way bigger Omid. Like I think he's just taller and bigger. He's got bigger hair and stuff. But
Did you
there's
meet
a lot of
Meat Canyon
mishaps.
at the? He was at the range thing, is why I asked. Actually,
He didn't make it. He was there. He was supposed to be there, but he ended up. Him and Oompaville couldn't make it. Pretty much everyone who was supposed to be there did. Poor Oompaville. He had some like some like business thing come up because I was really excited to see him. Because me and him hung out
Poor
whenever he came to
Oompaville. It sounds
Gatlinburg
like
for a
he's
bit.
making-
And he's a cool guy.
a lot of money if it's
Yeah.
a business thing.
Oompaville is literally opening a candy company. That is the most like on character
His name's
thing I can
Oompa,
imagine.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, what
is
a
he
guy.
named after
Yeah.
Oompa Loompa?
His dream. Yeah.
Oh, well, probably. Well, we were at
Factory.
Gatlinburg. While we were at Gatlinburg, a kid recognized both of us, and this kid was like 10 or 11 years old. And he runs up to me and he goes, "Are you Wendigoon?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "Oh, nice to meet you. What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with my friend Caleb." And he turns to Caleb and goes, "Oompa?" And like his eyes got really big. And he goes, "Can I take a picture with you two?" And we're like, yeah. So we take a picture. And then whenever we go to leave, I'm like, "Hi, it was nice to meet you." And Oompa goes, "Nice to meet you too." And as soon as he says that, the kid just starts crying. He like spits all over Caleb, is like, like just
Oh
the
my God.
nastiest to your face. And he goes,
He's like,
"I'm sorry," and runs away.
Cried and left?
And
Parents
yes,
were
he cried and
probably
ran away.
concerned.
But it was very loud. And this is in the middle of, this was at Smoky Mountain Knife Works for everyone who's been there. So there's like 50 people outside. So all they saw, no one knows who we are. So all they saw was a child talk to us, start crying and run away. So we're standing there and you could hear a pin drop. Everyone is staring at us. And Caleb goes, "Let's go." We just like shimmy through everyone. And we get by and he goes, "That was very strange."
That's horrible.
Oh,
I'm
Just
now
the kid
looking at his
spit and
channel,
cried
and it would
everywhere.
be very on brand if he came out with a video that was just like, "So this freak just talked to me and started crying." Imagine like being
I
that
smelled
fan.
shit. I smelled fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
being that fan, and then getting on YouTube and seeing the guy you just met just dunking on you.
He was a very nice kid, but it was also
All the
very funny.
podcast fans that we met listening to this, and we're like, yeah, I want to be as far away from them as possible next time. I think it was funny. A couple of the people that met Sam, they were like, their hands were like, like, nice to meet you. I'm like, dude, like, he's just a fucking loser on the internet, man. Like, yeah, calm down. There's one guy who he was like, nice to meet you. I'm like, we didn't meet yet. What's your name? And he was like, my name is like, damn, dude, like, this is like question one.
And that's the guy that goes on Patreon and calls you an idiot or some shit. Too. Like, you know,
that guy fucking hates me. That guy's fucking suck. Not enough videos, lazy bitch. I'm like, what's up, dude? And he's like, my name.
The shaky hand kid.
That's
Yeah.
That's especially funny because he's at Creator Clash. And he's like, a YouTuber.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well,
What are they
we
doing
were in the
here?
normals area. Yeah, we were.
Oh,
on
okay.
PvP.
Yeah. The
Outside-
unwashed.
Yeah, it's like coming across a
section.
gorilla at the zoo, but outside of his cage.
I'd be scared too.
Whoa!
That guy was nice though. I think he came into my chat. Was
Why
like,
are
I was
you
the
in
guy
the
that
box?
was shaking. Yeah.
oh, he owned up to it. He's like, I gotta.
I was that huge pussy. So, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, I've been like that before where I see something like, it's just weird to like get to that point where it's like, wow, I guess there are people that really like this podcast because like I can't imagine, you know, it's just it's nice. I guess it's like an ego boost, but it's also it's cool. It kind of lets you know that our job's somewhat doing well.
Impactful, huge, yeah.
It's very impactful. Made a guy shake.
impactful.
We made a guy shake once. Put that on my
It-
fucking
it is
resume.
That's
very
power,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
We
Pure
can make
power. I
him.
felt pure
That,
power
yeah,
there.
what?
His tremble.
Imagine if in that
Secret
moment,
me.
imagine if in that moment when he comes up to you shaking, if like you just looked at him and you were like, here, you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
Take it. Like you have complete dominion over that person. If you're like, I have a job for you.
Find my
That's how you
enemies.
radicalize people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Go
more
and be good.
realistically, I could
Do
probably
better.
get them to buy me a
Security
beer because they were like
Yeah.
$20 a beer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You'll be really good at
Mind power.
Yeah.
You want to buy me a $20 beer?
I'll take 2 pictures. If you
I
get me
neglected to get
a beer.
VIP.
Yeah. That's the real reason I want a VIP this year. Is, yeah, 2 Coronas right away. I'm like 2 Coronas. It's gonna be like $15, $40. I'm like, oh,
Holy
Jesus
shit!
Christ.
What a fucking robbery!
I
Is that
know.
for charity?
No, not that
No,
part.
I think
That
that went
part-
straight to Corona's pocket or whatever.
Yeah,
Holy
it
dog
was
shit.
$18 for like a White Claw. I'm like, Jesus, like this is gonna be hard to get drunk at, guys. Like we gotta be careful. I was trying to get the people going into the VIP thing, like grab me a beer. They didn't do shit.
No, they
didn't get us
didn't.
anything.
It was like we were second-class citizens. Once
Yeah.
we didn't have that little badge on.
I know it's so
All they
humiliating.
see.
And you know what's
All they
funny
fucking
too? When
see.
they did it last year, they all they get the badge the night before the fight, and then like Peanut and everyone's wearing it at the casino. Like they wear the badge like the whole weekend. Like I don't know, it's kind of a flex, but I think I'm completely frozen. Oh my god, you guys are just all standing so perfectly still. You guys
No,
are
I
freaking
just
me
checked
the
my
fuck
phone
out.
and,
I
like,
had to like tune myself out for a second because I'm like, what is happening? It's
It's
unnatural. Like I'm used to normally Brian being like completely still, but
Yeah.
you guys are all just.
No, like Willard texted me and like almost
He knows
referenced
we're
something
working.
we were talking about earlier in the conversation,
What did
and
he-
so I was freaking out. Like, am I streaming this?
Oh.
Is this live stream for the world to see? I'm
Oh,
freaking out.
They're gonna
But
hear
no,
I call
we're
them
good.
peasants.
We're all
Oh,
right.
no.
I don't even remember what I was saying. It was probably nothing. Stupid as fuck. What did he say?
All right, back on to whatever dumb shit you were talking about.
Yeah.
What was that again, buddy?
I don't remember. I never do. It's out the mouth in one ear, out the other ear back in my mouth. I say it again a week later. I have no idea. I have no fucking idea
The
what I was
repeats are
saying.
classic, dude. The patrons
Yeah.
love that shit when we. They love hearing a story a second time. You know, they're like
And
grandkids.
Or
then
even
a
a
third
fifth.
time, and then a fourth time, and then fifth time. It's how you really ingrain it in their head. That's how we get that shit.
Good stories are the ones you hear over and over again. You know.
Yeah, the Bible. I've heard that one.
The Bible,
Odyssey,
the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing, every part.
The whole
That's my
thing.
classic bedtime
The old
story.
one, the new one, the children's. Today's episode is brought to you by our partner, Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. I gave AG1 a try because of the smells my body produces and the noises my stomach makes. I take AG1 first thing, like in the morning, because it says, do it on empty stomach. So I just kind of take it before starting my day around 4 p.m. And it makes me feel like I've done one correct thing for my body that day, just kind of the bare minimum. Us at Forehead Fables, we're an athletic group. We care about our bodies. We're always looking for little, athletic life hacks, which is why we've come to love and trust AG1 by Athletic Greens. If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/forehead. That's athleticgreens.com/forehead. Check it out. This is I don't know if this is inappropriate or what, but I know Wendigoon, you do Bible stuff, like Bible studies or something.
You can't ask that.
I was thinking about this the other day about did Jesus have a huge he was like how big? No, he had the virgin birth from his mother and the father's whatever. Right. Did he have cousins and shit? And could a modern day person be a descendant of that family lineage? Like if I got Jesus an ancestry, could I be like Jesus's aunts?
Wait, because Jesus never had kids,
right?
Yeah.
Jesus never had kids, no. But I think what you're asking is if Mary or Joseph had kids, right? So,
or if they had siblings or anything.
It's debated based on what groups, like if Catholics say one thing, Orthodox say one thing. There's this thing called the perpetual virginity of Mary, which is an idea the Catholics hold true, that Mary was always a virgin through her entire life, part of it, because, Catholics hold her in a place of holiness that a lot of other religions don't. Although outside of Catholicism, most believe that Mary and Joseph had children naturally after Jesus, because it's mentioned that Jesus has brothers and sisters in the book of Matthew. It says his brothers and sisters came together with him. So people think that after Jesus was born, Mary and Joseph had other kids. Some, although Catholics take that verse and say that perhaps that's referring to cousins. Perhaps Joseph had children in a previous marriage. So they make it some way that Mary, didn't have children naturally. But yeah, most believe that Jesus did have brothers and sisters.
Imagine if you could prove
in that shadow.
No, well, that's awful.
Your older brother's Jesus.
Literally Jesus. My parents, I can never live up. My parents basically hate me.
It does say that his own family hid from him, not Mary or Joseph, but it says that his family began to they turned away from him during the crucifixion. So perhaps they were like when he died, they were like, and bye. Don't have to deal with that anymore. Mary stuck there with him, and most historical accounts say that Joseph was arrested during the crucifixion because Jesus was seen as a heretic, and they killed him. But it looks like his brothers and sisters abandoned him. So they probably didn't hold him in that high regards.
Imagine though, if you could, the kind of pull you'd get in in the religious world, if you could prove you're a descendant of.
Yes, if you were a descendant,
the money.
There have been several people claim that. A lot of the popes and early bishops and stuff would say that.
Smart.
So David's lineage is traced directly back to the lineage. Sorry, not David. Jesus's lineage is traced directly back to King David. And there's actually a portion going into the New Testament, I believe it's in the Book of Chronicles, that it gives the lineage all the way to Jesus Christ. And some of the figures on it are like Ruth, David, people who are mentioned throughout the Bible who would eventually lead to Christ. So there are people who can trace their lineage back to them, which means there is a chance that they were one of the offspring of Jesus' siblings or cousins, however you want to look at it. So there's been a lot of people in history who have claimed that they are like a far cousin from Jesus.
Damn, dude,
I'm
you were
gonna
like. I was not expecting like a whole
encyclopedic knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
If there's
damn
one
dissertation
thing
you
that
just gave us there, you studied.
if I appreciate that. If there's one thing that I know about, like aside from conspiracy, like I do conspiracy theories, I do creepy horror stories, whatever. The topic I know the most on is the Bible, because I am a Christian and I do believe in it, so I like to be educated in it. But yeah, that is like this is my wheelhouse. that is something I'll fight people on.
Have you ever read the
It's
book
like the
Lamb?
opposite of my family.
The
I
opposite.
remember reading a book
What-
Lamb when I was
what
a
it-
kid. It's about
Lamina?
Jesus- It's just Lamb.
Laminate.
It's about
Lamb,
Jesus' like
okay.
childhood pal, and it's about his adventures when he was a kid and a teenager, and it's just like
Yeah.
a book about like Jesus.
What, like
just,
Veggie
hanging
Tales?
out.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
It's like-
accurate is that?
That's
No,
my
it's
holy
completely-
book.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
should read it
familiar.
sometime. Yeah, it's about them like hitting on girls and stuff and like
Yeah.
hanging out, and yeah, it's just I don't remember if it was a
There's
good
not a
book at
whole lot
all.
of other accessory books to the Bible, is there? There should be more of like a
Now,
Spin-off.
there are
like
that
a
were written
cinematic
around the
universe
time.
type thing going on.
The
So
Bible-verse,
I did a
yeah.
video on the channel about the lost books of the Bible. So the Bible itself is made up of 66 different accounts taken through history. At least the Protestant Bible is. The Catholic Bible is 72, and the Orthodox Bible is 81 accounts that are taken at different points in history. There have been a total, if you count every book that was either considered to be a part of the Bible or was for a time, there's been over 2,000 books that have tried to be a part of the biblical canon. And
What's
like
the
I
word
said,
for
60, only 66 make it in.
There's like
What,
I've heard
the
about that. It's
biblical
like
canon.
No, like the ones, the rejected ones, like the Apocrypha or something.
Oh, so
like
that there's different names. Yes, so the Apocrypha is one. There's different categories. So the ones that were written during the Old Testament before Christ, those are often referred to as the Apocrypha, at least by the Catholics. Protestants played a bit more loose. You can call any of them the Apocrypha or apocryphal books. But the Catholics give the title Apocrypha to anything that was written before Jesus, but not a part of the Bible. The other titles are the pseudographia, which is the ones that are about Jesus, but we're not. I'm pretty sure that's what the pseudographia are. They're the ones about Jesus that are not part of the four Gospels of the Bible. There's ones about prophecy, the pseudo-prophets, that are the exact same thing, supposed prophets that, again, were not included in the canon of Scripture. Like I said, there's over 2,000 of them, so there's a lot written at a lot of different times.
Necronomicron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let's rewind.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Those rejected books about Jesus. Why were those rejected? Did he go through like an angsty
Oh, boy.
teenage year or something?
Whew.
That's what the
All
book
right,
Lamb
so-
covers, actually.
All right, so
yeah.
to clarify, the books that are included with the Bible are incredibly scrutinized. There were 3 councils that were put together by the early church leaders: the Council of Constantinople, Council of Trent, and Council of, I forget what the third one was. But it was these meetings of the early church leaders where they decided what would go in the Bible and what wouldn't go in the Bible. They were incredibly strict about what was allowed in the New Testament about Jesus's life. The only 4 books out of all of the like, if you look historically, Jesus is more documented than figures like Caesar were, at least personally. Like, more people wrote about their meeting and talking with Jesus than individuals who met Caesar. Like, one of the most documented people in history. But they only let 4 go in. And the reason they only let those 4 go in is because they were written by 4 people who were immediately adjacent or friends of Jesus in life. The 4 that are admitted are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew, Mark, and John were 3 apostles who lived with Jesus during his earthly ministry. So everything they say is a firsthand account. You can read those 3 books, and you will see quotes between them that all 3 of them recorded at different times that are off by like a consonant or like a 1 or 2 ofs or these. Like, all 3 of them wrote almost word for word the exact same stories that Jesus did. So they all corroborate each other. The only one that wasn't one of the apostles was Luke. Luke wasn't one of the 12 disciples, even though a lot of people think he was. Luke was a doctor who was living in Jerusalem at the time and became a follower of Jesus after his death, or at least publicly a follower. So Luke, who was a doctor who had all of these resources, went to the 12 apostles and spent like the last 30 years of his life living with them and recording everything that they talked about Jesus in all of his records. So Luke was included because he also corroborated off the other three. So the only reason the 4 Gospels are in the Bible is because they are, without a shadow of a doubt, concentric in everything they do. That being said, there are a ton of stories and writings that all claim to be from one point in Jesus's life or the other. I mean, think about like figures like Mark Twain, right? How many stories are there of, oh, well, Mark Twain was by the river and he met this boy and he said this, someone made up because Mark Twain's like a historical figure. Imagine what would have been made up about Jesus Christ. Like, anyone who gets an inclination to write something would be willing to write it. So there's a lot of stories about Jesus that were written around the time, but there's no telling, who wrote it or where they came from. A lot of them claim to be like written by John or Peter, but again, they can't be corroborated. But they were even so picky about picking the 4 Gospels. There are several that were supposedly written by Peter or one of Peter's scribes, or like Barnabas, or not Barnabas, Bartholomew, one of the other 12 disciples. But because they don't directly corroborate with the accounts of the other 4, they don't include it, because the only ones they were letting into that book are the ones that were surefire good to go. So yeah, they're like 4 are allowed, and there's thousands of stories about Jesus' life. The rest of the New Testament, I don't have to get into all of it. I don't want to bore you with the details. The rest of the New Testament was
Joe Rogan level guest right now. Like, you have actual knowledge. Like, our level of guest is usually like, yeah, like I met him and he was stinky or whatever. Like you're like, and then on this page we got boom, 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 boom. And these people.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that.
By the way, let's imagine for a second that like Poob was Jesus and he dies, and then like his closest friends have to write a book about him. Like, I don't remember what you said last week, dude. Like, how the fuck these 3 guys? Jesus must have had an impact if they're like, he said that shit.
Dude, you don't have to worry about writing that, okay? I got some homies from home that'll do me good.
Even your homiest of homies from home, tell them all to get into a room and come down with something you said on a date.
Yeah, no, I know. That is interesting point.
Yeah.
That it's...
God.
I was actually
personality probably had to be the son of God. Yeah, I would say
crazy idea. Whoa,
yeah, I'm a believer. I believe now.
You wish
I was doing a study. The reason I know this knowledge right now is because I've been reading it for my own time, like the canonization of Scripture, what was and wasn't allowed. Within the Scriptures, it self-references or corroborates stories that are mentioned 65,000 times. Through the Bible, there are 65,000 times that a teaching is directly mentioned somewhere else, or they specifically call to a verse somewhere else in the book. There are also times in the Old Testament where they say a verse will be said in the future, and then 2,000 years later, that verse is written by one of the apostles. Like, it's absurd the level of integration that it all has with itself. Like I said, they took their time deciding what goes in.
It's like the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like the MCU.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
The apostles are like Kevin Feige or something.
The Book of Revelations is a post-credit scene, effectively.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
I wish that it seems, all of our names are biblical, derived and stuff.
Poop.
It's like, why? Yeah, poop.
I was
Wendigoon.
I was thinking like, my name, and then I was like, all right, but what about yours? We have the same name.
We have the fucking same name.
I went to that Zaza
now, same guy probably.
My brother and I both are like biblical names, and my parents aren't religious, which I always thought was funny. And like, I don't know, but
biblical names quickly turned to just white people names. By the way,
why couldn't they have had cooler names back then or something? You got all your classes.
Well, they are. We didn't take any of them. That's the problem. There were a bunch of cool ones, like
Enoch's a badass name.
Enoch.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the cool ones
Some
like
cool ones.
Elijah goes pretty hard,
That's
stuff
my-
like that.
my
But a bunch of
favorite.
the ones in the Old Testament are like,
Yeah,
Methuselah or Ham. Named your
Ham?
kid Ham.
Ham.
Yeah, there you go.
My next door neighbor
Ham, Shem, and
was named
Japheth.
Ham.
Oh
There's a
shit!
cat
Shadrach,
named
Meshach, and
Hambone.
Abednego. Yeah.
I
That's
actually
kinda
went
cool.
to
There you go,
school
yeah.
with 3 kids named Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego.
Jesus
Shadrach,
Christ.
you're
a liar.
Are you serious?
No, 100% serious.
people
And
have no
here's the sad
creativity.
one. Here's the sad one. The
Someone
middle
named their
got
kid
hit by a
Meshach?
car, and so the
No.
Yeah,
no.
he's
You're
gone.
messing with
So now
me.
it's just
This
Meshach
is a
and
bit.
Abednego.
Ain't no.
That's not a joke.
No.
This was my first experience with the loss of life when I was in like 2nd grade. Yeah.
A kid got
They
by a
killed
car
Shadrach?
in 2nd grade.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Shadrach got fucking ran down by a guy named
Got sent to the shadow
Celica.
realm, dude.
He got ran
Oh my
over by a
God.
Celica in front of my friend. Remember the
Real
remember the
name,
kid?
asshole.
This is
Holy shit! The Bible verse.
Wendigoon, you're supposed to be a Christian man. You're supposed to be a man of God, and you laugh. You laugh at Meshach.
You're just
Actually,
like,
a fucking
yeah,
Bible
I'm
verse
sorry,
about Meshach
they
getting
killed
hit by a
Shadrach.
Celica.
Yeah, Shadrach got hit, but
A Shadrach.
Okay, this is gonna be some deep lore, Wendigoon. There
Oh,
was
shit.
there was a kid that I grew up with. That he's probably gonna see this. I'm really sorry, buddy. This kid that
And
I
his
grew
brother
up
got
with.
hit by a
he-
car.
He used to call me up and like he would be like, "Hey, can I sleep over for like the whole weekend?" and
That
I
was
didn't-
him.
Yeah, it was him. Well, no,
Oh,
it wasn't him. I
Okay.
realized once I got older, it's because his parents were just having this like perpetual fist fight over the entire weekend. He was like, "I need to get the fuck out of here and go to Sam's house," and
Yeah,
I
not
didn't
much
pick
better.
up on that. Yeah,
Real bad.
but
Is that
kid,
the whole story?
No,
Yeah.
that kid was best friends
Okay.
with Shadrach, and
Shadrach, okay. All right.
he was like, I remember the day it happened, the police came and like talked to him and everything. And they were like, what happened?
Okay.
He's like, I don't know, a fucking car hit him, like out of nowhere. And I was asking him, he's like, it was the wildest shit. Like, it was, I remember that vividly as I was like, whoa,
Poor kid, dude.
we're-
He's getting
we
a
don't
real
live
fucking-
forever. Like, we're not like, that we can die too.
What a
Others
way to
just old
approach
people.
death.
And then it turns out,
wait,
cars can take a
whoa.
yeah, whoa.
God would do this to us.
Cars are
I
one
thought it was a
weakness.
game. The look left, look right, then you walk.
Wait.
Yeah, no, it was a real thing. Yeah, it was scary. And
I
then
thought-
they
I
destroyed
didn't
the
say,
best
like-
naming scheme ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Change your names
stupid
to
car
Thing 1
ruined the
and Thing
naming
2.
scheme. That's the problem.
Illegal.
We gotta go for a 2-piece.
No,
Yeah.
Thing 1, Thing 2.
Toe Jam and Earl.
No, I didn't ask like is that the whole story to be rude? I thought that you're like, oh guys, funny story. So this guy used to come over to my house.
No.
Turns out it's because his parents beat him.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, that was
Oh, he was
no. This
connected.
other man that is also tied. This other man that has another sad life is tied to this other sad story in
Okay.
an equally
This
sad
other
way.
sad story. Thank you.
And you
Thank you for
sat
that. I
there
appreciate
laughing
it.
hysterically
Yeah,
the whole time.
Because you
Showing
can't
your
pull
true
that out on
colors.
me. You can't can't just all of a sudden be like, yeah, car killed Shadrach. What a
Yeah.
just-
Shadrach, yeah.
Did that one die in the Bible or something?
It was hit by a
no, so
chariot.
Shadrach,
Yeah, it was
Meshach,
hit by a
and
car in the
got ran over by a horse.
Yeah.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego got thrown into a fire to be executed, and God pulled them out. Yeah,
Oh,
it literally a
then they got
furnace.
pulled
They got
out?
thrown straight to an oven.
why'd
Yeah, then they get pulled out. Yeah.
Why'd they get pulled out in the
Because,
real one? Or not, sorry, fuck.
Why did they get pulled out, but then
Yeah.
Shadrach got hit by a
Okay,
car,
yeah.
huh? Why did that happen?
All right, so we've narrowed it down. It's not the names that give power. It's
It's
Yeah.
what you do with your life.
It's something else entirely.
Yeah. Some sort of
so the names are oven proof, not car proof. Okay, remember that, right? That's
Yeah, Shadrach's fireproof.
Okay, so they
Carproof,
threw these-
absolutely not.
Who were these guys in the Bible though? Because I just knew them as three little
Shadrach,
kids.
Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah, who were they?
Yeah, so it was during the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar
Another
was
cool
the
name.
king of
Nebuchadnezzar.
Matrix.
Matrix.
Nebuchadnezzar's a hard
Matrix
name.
ship.
Yep. He was, which was named after the Bible, because everything in the Matrix was named after the Bible.
Oh, it is.
Badass,
but-
yeah.
Yeah,
Neo Jesus.
the one Trinity. Yeah. But
Morpheus.
Nebuchadnezzar, the ruler of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar
that's the
was
Matrix.
in rule over Israel. And Daniel, you've probably heard Daniel in the Lion's Den. That same Daniel was one of the advisors for the king of Israel whenever the Babylonians took over. So Nebuchadnezzar sees who was previously the king's right-hand man in Israel and asked Daniel to come on to be his right-hand man because he found favor with him. He saw that Daniel was a wise leader. So he invites Daniel into the palace. So Daniel, the Babylonians had their own gods, and there was a lot of ruler worship. Like Nebuchadnezzar wanted people to worship him, but Daniel had 3 priests who were working with him, effectively his apprentices, and those priests were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So one day, Nebuchadnezzar he builds a giant golden statue of himself, and he calls all of the nation together to worship him. And whenever everyone comes to worship him, the only 3 people who won't bow down are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they say, we're not going to do it. You know, we serve
Did
God,
Daniel
Jehovah, not man. Daniel wasn't there. Daniel was,
Yeah,
I believe,
smart.
he was out.
No
He was
show.
sent on some diplomacy. But Daniel wasn't there. And Nebuchadnezzar typically would just kill someone straightway for doing that. But Nebuchadnezzar says, since you are the apprentices of Daniel, a man I respect, I'm going to give you a second chance. So whenever he invites them to the palace, he's like, you can worship me now. They say, no, we only worship God. And Nebuchadnezzar's furious by this. So he has his soldiers stoke a giant furnace they use for melting gold, melting down metal. And he has the furnace made so hot that it says whenever 2 of the soldiers are escorting Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to the furnace, that they die from heat before they even get there. So this furnace is ridiculously hot, and they take the 3 men and they throw them into the fire. So then they sit there for a minute and nothing happens. So they don't hear them screaming or anything. So Nebuchadnezzar sends one of his guards over to look into the furnace. The guard looks into the fire and says, how many men did we throw into the fire? And Nebuchadnezzar says 3. And the guard says, I see 4 men standing in the fire, and the 4th is as the Son of God. So Nebuchadnezzar realizes whatever these guys have, it must be real. So he orders them to open the door, and the 3 men walk out of the fire, and it says they were so untouched by the flame that their clothes didn't even smell like smoke. Like they were completely untouched by it. And then they asked, Nebuchadnezzar asked, what? Or? Yeah, they got thrown to the furnace, and they were just standing there.
Taking their watch.
Didn't bother. Yeah.
They were like,
they'll open this anytime now. But the 3 men are brought out. Nebuchadnezzar asks, and they say, oh, it's because our God, he's found favor with us. And Nebuchadnezzar's like, wow, guys, that's really cool. I'm going to start worshiping your God. And he immediately does not do that and starts doing other bad stuff. But yeah, that's where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego come from.
I think Brandon Sanderson could write a very good Bible, like biblical. So you ever read any Sanderson? He's a guy.
I don't think I've read Sanderson.
He pumps out like 1,000-page book a year, and they're all connected, and they got all these universes and stuff. And I think he could definitely do some. Brian's gone. Brian hates Brandon Sanderson. He's a Mormon. Brian fucking hates him.
The whole story was like, damn, dude, those guys were in the oven. It was hot in there. They walk out. The guy says he's going to follow,
go put
and
his
then he doesn't. That's not a big payoff.
I'm leaving. Pizza oven, dude.
Yeah. So
they don't die. I'm out.
Or what?
No, so if you want me to tell it, Nebuchadnezzar's death is insane. Nebuchadnezzar's and his sons.
Did Jesus like grab him by the neck and squeeze until his head pops?
Almost. Nearly.
Wait. Hold on. Before you get into it, imagine being named Daniel in a room with a guy named Nebuchadnezzar, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You're like, my name
Daniel.
has 0 riz. Like, this is the shittiest name ever.
My name has 0 riz. Daniel Rizless.
Yeah. Dude, if I had a name like Nebuchadnezzar, I would be like, come on. Like,
this
is kind of
real
name.
Yeah. Daniel's real name it started with an M. It was like Mephibosheth, Mephibosheth, something like that. Yeah, it was some long M name. But yeah, Daniel. So a lot of the names you hear in the Old Testament, or like angel names, end in IEL. because IEL means of God or of the being of
Castiel.
God. So Daniel, yeah, from Supernatural,
From
or
Supernatural,
like Gabriel.
yep.
Yeah.
I watch my Supernatural.
but-
I know what's up with angels.
But Daniel, if I recall correctly, it means God is always, God is eternal, something like that. They were given, the prophets were given names to reflect what the people needed to hear at the time. So Daniel was just his prophet name. But yeah, so Daniel comes back, and he's not happy because Nebuchadnezzar tried to kill his 3 guys while he was gone.
Yeah.
And when Daniel gets back, the king has a dream. Nebuchadnezzar has a dream, and he asks Daniel to interpret it. The original reason Daniel became Nebuchadnezzar's right-hand man is because whenever Nebuchadnezzar took over Israel, he was initially like, all right, kill the kings, kill their men, I don't want any of them. But then whenever Daniel was in prison, the king had a dream. And he brought forward his sorcerers, he brought forward his witches, and none of them could interpret it. So he says, bring me that overseer that the last king had. I think Brian's returning. Hi,
Yeah,
Brian.
Catch up.
He lives.
My internet went out.
He's like Uncle Ian.
Aw.
Daniel's like the dad, and the 3 are like the Alvin and the Chipmunks. And he's like trying to get the chipmunks. He's trying to
That's
kill
what
them.
I'm getting at, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Brian, to
Yeah,
catch you
derivative
up,
of
That's pretty
Alvin and the
good.
Chipmunks.
Daniel came back, and the guys were like,
He's pissed because Uncle Ian tried to kill the chipmunks.
Tried to
yeah,
burn 'em.
they were like, dude, Nebuchadnezzar tried to kill us, and he was like, how? And they were like, he put us in a giant oven. And he's like, you guys seem fine to me. I mean, like,
I don't
are
believe
you
you.
for real? He's like, no, it was like 1,000,000 degrees in there. I swear, my clothes weren't burnt or anything. But I can
Smell the
assure you, it
smoke.
was.
Wait,
there
there's
was-
no smoke smell.
Daniel's like, smell,
Smells
you were wearing
clean.
this at the time? I don't know, dude. Doesn't smell like shit. I don't think you were in
Why
the
don't you
oven.
smell like smoke? That's my problem with this. Not you surviving the oven.
Yeah.
Where's the smoke smell?
You just don't look like
Bullshit.
3 guys that have been stuck in an oven
You
for a
don't
while.
look
That's all
like,
I'm
you
saying.
don't look like you went into an oven.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
I'm not
alright.
calling you a liar, but
Yeah.
You don't even got sweat pits under your eyes. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Died of
Like,
heat stroke. The guards got strangle marks around their
raise your pit, raise your arms right now. Show me your pits. Show me
Yeah.
your-
Okay, so anyways, you're caught up, Brian. All right, so now what happens in
Yeah,
Nebuchadnezzar?
yeah. So the reason Nebuchadnezzar originally took Daniel on is because he had this dream no one else could interpret, and then he says, "Bring the right hand man of the last king, and we'll see if he knows." And sure enough, Daniel could interpret the dream, so that's why Nebuchadnezzar had him here in the first place. So as soon as Daniel gets back after Nebuchadnezzar tried to kill his 3 priests, the first thing that happens is Nebuchadnezzar has another dream. So of course he says, go get Daniel. So whenever Daniel comes to him, he interprets the dream. And effectively the interpretation was, if you
You're an
don't
asshole.
come off your...
Yeah.
This dream where you're riding a horse tells me that you've got a small cock and you suck.
Yeah.
I'm your dream interpreter and you have to believe me. Me and my dudes are badass. You fucking suck. And Jesus is going to kill you.
Dude, imagine the balls. The balls you have to have in order to throw 3 guys into a fucking oven and then call their like best friend, hey, come interpret this dream for me, boss.
Come in.
No kidding, no
My teeth
lies.
are falling out. What's going on?
Yeah.
Just pulling teeth out. What does that mean? God is gonna kill you. You're on borrowed time.
Yeah.
So you've read the story.
Oh, that's what happens? Daniel's like, dude, this dream ain't good, dude. You're fucked up.
So the dream, the
Times
Spark
no-
Notes version of the dream is that he has a dream of a giant tree that has a golden band around the base of it, and then whenever the tree begins to show fruit, the tree's cut down. And what Daniel interprets it as is, you've been given this kingdom and all the blessings that you have by God, and you keep forgetting that. So if you keep staying on this high horse and you keep trying to boast yourself above, the God of creation, the God that allows you this power, you're going to lose all of it really quick. So Nebuchadnezzar's like, wow, Daniel, thank you. I will learn to be humble. And then 1 year later, after he builds the temple, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon,
Yeah,
or like the temples and palace, he steps out onto the top of the palace and says, gaze upon my mighty creation, for I am God among men. I am the mighty king. He says that to the people, and it says the moment that happened, an angel came and took his sanity, and he became a snarling beast. He became. It says that he crawled on his hands and knees and ate grass. His hair grew long, his nails grew long. He became a madman. And it says they couldn't keep him in the temple, that they just let him roam in the countryside. He was an animal, a caveman.
That's like where cryptids come from.
Yeah, that's the first time.
Is there any theories, like in your world, of like he then became an ancestor
Like
of
a
a current
werewolf?
cryptid?
Oh, so
Yeah.
a ton of like old world cryptids and supernatural entities come from a lot of Bible stories. Cain is a big one. A lot of the early legends of Bigfoot come from Cain. A lot of the stories of madmen and crazy people come from Nebuchadnezzar. There's several stories of the risen dead in the New Testament. People lend that to early stories of ghouls and ghosts and stuff like that. Yeah. The Bible is the inception for a lot of old folklore and stories. So yeah, a lot of them go hand in hand.
Was there ever... Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just going to finish the story if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
So Nebuchadnezzar, he's out in the field.
Wait, there's
for
more.
7
He
years.
has more than just eating
Yeah.
grass.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
it
field?
keeps going.
He went full
It keeps
crazy.
Dude, this
keeps
guy has
going.
a storied life.
Now they...
It goes on. He's like that for 7 years. It says that his nails get so long they become claws, and his hair's matted.
He has a
He's
comeback.
just an
That's
animal.
what I'm holding
Yeah.
out for. Is
does-
there an underdog
well,
story?
he does.
Beauty and the Beast type
There-
deal.
Well, a little bit.
It's like a Napoleon story. He gets
so-
exiled, comes back. I've been eating grass, dude.
Yeah.
And I have
Give some perspective.
Yeah. I was joking.
Hey, eating grass for 7 years really gave me
Yeah.
time for reflection.
yeah,
Some
shouldn't have thrown
introspection.
those guys in the
Um,
oven.
I think I might be God. Look at me. I'm like a werewolf. I'm doubling down.
This is
Like
so
a
cool.
I'm like the only beast man around, dude.
I was a king.
And I
This
built
is
that
way
other shit.
better.
Like,
Yeah.
I can eat grass.
I built a temple and then became a wolf man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at these nails.
Just totally
Coolest
missed
guy,
the
dude.
point. Again,
Alright,
again.
so what this
So
guy
after
do
7
after
years-
eating grass for a while?
After 7 years, he stands up and he regains his diligence. And it says for the rest of his years of rulership that he was humbled, that
Wait,
he
they
did
let him rule?
understand.
They let him back
He walked back in.
Remember that time when he went fucking
He walked back in there.
7 years.
He walked in the throne room. All right, guys, I was just goofing.
Yeah,
I went through a phase.
Yeah.
I'm good
I was.
now. I'm
I
cool.
had a moment, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm better. I took time to myself. I'm over it. I'm a changed man. Yeah, he comes back in, and
my
he's
God.
very humbled to himself. However, shortly after, his son Nebuchadnezzar comes to reign.
I'm the son
Son
of God.
So Nebuchadnezzar. So this is important
I
for
am a
like
crook.
this is important for how the story goes very wrong very quickly. Whenever the Babylonians took over Israel,
With smooth
they took
sailing
the
till now.
temple, and yeah, everything was fine up until then. Whenever the Babylonians took over Israel, there was the temple that was full of all of the artifacts of God. It was full of the golden plates. It was full of the sacraments, all these holy items that God gave the people of Israel to perform, rituals and prayer and stuff like that with. So those items were very sacred. Whenever the Babylonians took over, they stole all of those artifacts and put them in the king's palace. So one night, Nebuchadnezzar's having a party. He's a young king. He's taken over recently. And it says that he has a party with hundreds of women and thousands of soldiers and men. Like they're having a massive party in the palace. And Nebuchadnezzar says, what we need to eat off of the holy remnants from the temple. That will really show these people who's in charge. So in the middle of this
classy
party
it up.
of lust and debauchery,
Let's get the
he
nice
has
silverware.
them go get. Yeah, they have them go get the nice silverware, the
Yeah,
holy
what's the point of the
instruments from
fine
the
china
temple.
if you don't get to use it? All right, I'm on
So they bring it in.
Nebuchadnezzar's side this
I would
time.
definitely be in this family.
And-
If I was It would be some cautionary tale.
They bring it in. They bring it in. And as soon as they start using it, it says a giant hand, like a human hand, a giant hand appears on the far wall and writes something in the wall. And you ever heard the phrase "the writing on the wall"? Like,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
writing's on the wall. It comes from this story. So a
Whoa.
giant hand appears and writes something on the wall of the palace. So everyone obviously is freaked out. That kills the party because a giant hand appeared and wrote
Oh.
something.
Sorry, you used the wrong
Everyone's
plates.
screaming,
Yeah.
and Nebuchadnezzar has no idea what's going on. So he
And
begins.
they're like, dude, they're writing.
We used the wrong plate.
Yeah. Put the plates back.
What's happening?
Yeah. Wrong plates.
Yeah.
Use the shitty ones.
Yeah.
I'll turn you into a werewolf.
Use the gladware.
Yeah.
Disposable.
I'll turn you into a werewolf in English. What
I'll
the-
beast you.
Yeah.
I'll beast you up.
So what did it write on the wall? I gotta know.
So, okay, so Nebuchadnezzar is confused. He gets all of his priests, all of his servants together, and it's in a language no one speaks. It's not in
I'd be-
Hebrew. It's not in
Yeah,
Babylonian.
I'd be fucking confused.
Yeah.
There was a what that appeared?
Yeah. He wrote some crazy shit on the wall.
What is he using? Like a big pencil or something? Wait, no, back up.
All of the-
5 minutes, dude.
All of the advisors,
Who wrote this shit?
all of his advisors come in, and they're like, "Oh, what? That got put up there by what?
That can't be good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely not good. I don't know what that means, but it can be a good thing." You use the holy plates, and then that happens. This is clearly an issue.
So were they
anyway.
able to decipher it?
No, yeah. So Nebuchadnezzar, none of his men could do it. But then Nebuchadnezzar's queen, one of his wives, says, "Your father had an interpreter who interpreted every dream he had. Bring that man here." Because since, Nebuchadnezzar doesn't care about
And the
Daniel or, the sacraments or whatever. So he finds Daniel out in the kingdom and he has him
great
brought to
movie.
the palace. Daniel walks into the temple and he looks up at the writing. And Nebuchadnezzar says,
fucked up.
"Can you read that?" And as soon
Yeah, he's-
as Daniel looks at it, he turns around to Nebuchadnezzar and says, "You did it. You messed up this time. It's over." He said, the verse is so good. I believe it's the exact quote is, "Your
done fucked
father before you committed the sins of his people, and here you are regurgitating the same sins over and over again." He's not even, he hasn't even translated.
I use plates.
And he turns around to Nebuchadnezzar and he starts, he says something to the effect of, he said, "You knew better. You should have known better because your father, you witnessed everything that happened to him. You watched him become a wolf man for 7 years. You watched Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego through the fire. And here you are doing the same things over again. You have no excuse." And then he says, "Now I will tell you what the writing means." And the writing said, "Mene, mene, tekel upharsin," which was translated by Dan.
Yeah, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I pick you to go to hell. Oh man.
Sorry.
Which was translated. No, it's funny. This is a comedy podcast. We can't have me explain Bible
Yeah.
stories for 2 hours uninterrupted.
No, the
So-
Bible fucking rocks.
Yeah, the
I did not
Bible is
realize
sick.
it.
Could just hear it uninterrupted for 2
So-
hours.
Yeah.
Daniel interprets it as saying, "You have been given a kingdom by God. You have been weighed in the scales and found still wanting. Your kingdom will be taken by God this very night." So, in other words, all of this was yours. It was your family. It was to be your lineage. But here you are, and it's still not enough. So that kingdom's being pulled away from you now. And that very night, the Persians, who were the enemy of the Babylonians, had surrounded the city, and they attacked the city while everyone was in the king's palace. Nebuchadnezzar was slaughtered, his wives, his family was slaughtered, and the Persians took over the kingdom of Israel. And historically, it lines up. The Persians attacked one night and destroyed the Babylonian reign in Israel.
If he hadn't used it, the Persians would have been like, let's get bounce.
I don't feel
Like, they're marching for some time, you know.
All their dishware
He's using the plates. Storm that shit.
Yeah, look at that.
They got the good plates. Go
He's
for
got
it.
the good plates, dude. Burn it to the ground. Kill
Get
his
those
wives
plates.
and shit too. Wow.
And
yeah.
the Persian leader Darius is the one who threw Daniel into a lion's den, and that's where you get Daniel in the lion's den.
Did he use the plates? Was he punished?
Yeah,
I
was
assume they
Darius
take
kind
that
of
gold. Or did they not punish
No,
Persians?
Darius did his own set of dumb things.
Oh.
That's kind of a cool name. There,
okay,
Darius.
so
Do biblical
short version
stories-
is Darius demanded that everyone pray to his gods, the gods of the Persians, and Daniel wouldn't. So Darius's advisors ratted on Daniel, so they had Daniel executed by throwing him to a lion's den. The next day, whenever they go to get his bones out of the lion's den, Daniel's just sitting there with the lions, and the lions are just laying around like they don't have a problem with him. And Darius is like, "Why didn't they kill you?" And Daniel's like, "Oh, because my God's the real God." And Darius is like, "Why didn't I think of that? Let's kill those other guys." So then they take the advisors who ratted on him and they throw them in the lion's den, and they all get killed. So
Oh shit.
yeah. That's Daniel Lion's
like,
Den, yeah.
Are there any biblical stories of like? Sorry, Sam. This is probably I just really don't know a lot about this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's all centered
dumb
around
question.
this area geographically. But like, was he ever punishing like some Mayans for their transgressions or anything, or like some people, and like, in, like Laos? Is he ever like?
So the Old Testament of the Bible was written from, if you believe it like I do, as the Word of God, all true, then it's from the beginning of humanity to the Old Testament's from the beginning of humanity to about 600 BC, 400 BC, depending on like when the end of Second Chronicles was written. And then the New Testament was exclusively written, while it was written at like from year 60 AD to 120 AD, so it would have been, while as humanity was expanding out across the globe, it was the parts that are included in the Bible were exclusively written by people who lived near or with Jesus while he was on earth. So it's all written by people who were in the Middle East. So even though there are quick mentions, like whenever Jesus is born, it says wise men from the far east come in. So like, China, India, perhaps. There's mentions of Ethiopia. There's mentions of the Ethiopian eunuch who began to witness to people in Ethiopia. And there's the Romans are through it, especially in the New Testament a lot, but there's also mentions of like the Greeks. There's several mentions of like the early Germans or the Goths at the time, stuff like that.
Do you think slack would be given to people that like didn't have like people, like a Native American that's like, fuck, I don't know about the goddamn Bible or Jesus. And they're just like, fuck you.
So that is actually one of the most highly debated points in all of like. There's several points that Christians debate. Like,
you landed on the gold mine.
Yeah.
You have.
I'm just curious.
But I'm a weird guy who likes to research this stuff, so I do have my opinion. It's not a for sure answer, but I do have my opinion on the topic. So that was a question that's been asked. It was asked, for one, by a lot of the early Christian writers, like Dante, who wrote Dante's Inferno. In the book Paradiso, which is the third book in the series, whenever Dante's in heaven, the first question he asks is, what of the people of the far shores? What of the people who have not been witnessed to? What of those who have never heard the name of Jesus? And in Dante's depiction, they're under grace, so they're saved. But that's Dante. That's not, a biblical account or whatever. It was asked all the way back in Jesus's time. As a matter of fact, it was asked by the first members of the church. In the book of Romans, which is Paul writing to the church in Rome, all those letter books of the Bible, Philippians, Colossians, all those, they are letters that mostly Paul wrote to churches in that area. So the church at Philippi is the book of Philippians. The church at Corinth is Corinthians, stuff like that. So the book of Romans is the letter he wrote to the church at Rome.
You are answering
the church at
a
Rome,
lot of like little questions I've had about the.
Really?
Yeah, like I didn't
Here's
know why
mind
they were
blown.
called that. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
A fun fact. This
The
a
Bible
very
that
very
I know about myself.
I was, dude. There was a moment in a reflection where I was like, I can't think of a single goddamn interest in my life that I could talk for an hour on
Yeah.
like anything. Like
Hey,
Your children aren't that
we're
cool
not.
yet.
We're not even
I got
touching.
nothing
We're not
here,
even
like, I
touching the
cared.
stories.
I don't care about
When I start
anything in my
talking
life
about
as much as like
This is like when I get into Star Wars lore.
Yeah.
Different planets and shit. I start
It's just like
ranking.
Hoth. This is Hoth.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay.
A quick side note on that. So I'll come back to your question, Poop, about it. But because you mentioned like, oh, the letters, that makes sense. The reason the letters are included in the Bible, remember how I said they were super, super strict about what goes in? So the Old Testament, which is everything from humanity's beginning to Jesus Christ, the Old Testament is pretty set in stone. Every book of it was recorded by kings or king scribes and held in record at the temple in Jerusalem. You can go to the holy records in Israel right now and see the Old Testament as it was originally written. All that's set in stone. No one's going to argue like, oh, well, that one shouldn't be in there. David wrote it. What does that guy know? Like, the Old Testament's set in stone. It's the New Testament that was more controversial. And the reason they had several meetings, Nicaea, that's it. The Council of Trent, Council of Constantinople, and Council of Nicaea. Those are the three where they decided what books would go in the New Testament. The reason it was much more controversial is because there was no pre-existing record. The Old Testament, you could just go look in Israel and see what books they had, and there you go. But the New Testament, it was up to these guys to decide what's allowed in. So like I said, the only reason the 4 Gospels are included is because they perfectly concenter off of each other. They all give corroborating information that one relays off the other. And unless these 4 men who knew each other for the time and then wrote the books at different intervals after some of them had died, separated by several hundred miles, unless they somehow schemed it all, then it is a perfect, account of Jesus Christ's life. The reason that the letters are included, like Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians, the books of Timothy, which were written to Paul's his apprentice Timothy, the books of Peter, which Peter wrote to Paul and things like that. The reason all of those letters are included is because of Peter. So whenever Jesus Christ died on the cross, he rose 3 days later, and he continued his ministry on earth for some time. Before he ascended to heaven, he visited the apostles one last time, and it's recorded by all the apostles, maybe not Luke, but I know that at least 3 of them do, Matthew, Mark, and John. They all say that whenever Jesus came back, that when the last time he was with the apostles, he looked at Peter and he said, Peter, on this rock I will build my church, and pointed at him and commissioned Peter as the first leader of the Christian church. So as soon as Jesus ascended to heaven, Peter was the leader. Whatever Peter said went. So he was the new authority. Paul showed up well after Jesus Christ. As a matter of fact, Paul's original job was he was an assassin, effectively. He was paid by the Roman government to hunt down Christian churches and kill the men and sell the women into bondage. He was as evil, as far removed from Christianity as you could be. He gets to be the leader because whenever Paul, who at the time was named Saul, whenever Saul was traveling to Damascus, road to Damascus. Yeah, whenever he was traveling to Damascus, which some historians think, Saul means
I'm
I
not
am.
Saul, I'm Paul. That sounds like he just
guy walks up and he goes like,
character.
I kill Christians and Christian church leaders. I'm looking for Saul. Do you know where he is? No, I'm Paul, dude.
Yeah,
Different guy.
I'm Paul. Never met that guy.
Yeah.
A lot of historians think that Peter might have been at Damascus at that time. So it's very possible Saul was on his way to kill Peter, the leader of the Christian church. While he is on his way to Damascus, a light shines down from heaven, and God appears in the heavens and says, Saul, Saul, why hast thou forsaken me? And then he says, it is hard for thee to kick against the pricks, which is a saying of you continue. No, wrong guy.
I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Because there's been so many like Peters and Pauls and what have yous. It's just white guy names left and right.
Wrong guy.
But then, yes, he pulls the double over on God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy,
so the light shines down from heaven. And then God renames him to Paul at that moment. If I remember, Saul means like we are humanity is Paul.
Yeah, not
anyway.
After this combo, you go by Paul now.
You also should be called Paul. Oh.
You didn't have to do that.
Wait, so I was like a badass assassin named Saul, and now I'm like a
Yeah.
church guy named
You were
Paul.
redeemed in your new name.
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
That is
What about
something funny
Nebuchadnezzar?
Jesus did.
No.
He just renamed his followers. Like anytime a
sweet.
friend would come into his life,
Uh,
it's like, oh, my name's Simon. You're Peter now.
yeah.
That's
You
your
are
new
now
name.
Simon. Oh.
I picked it myself. Yeah.
Give them all lame ass names compared to him. Oh, no.
Is there anybody that got renamed and they're like, no, like fuck you, like I like my name. I'm not changing it.
I actually think I this isn't in the Bible, but I think I remember reading somewhere that Judas's name was changed. But because he eventually betrayed Jesus, we all remember his non-Christian name, his before name,
Oh,
if I recall correctly.
Probably a really bad name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really sour about that.
Yeah.
Buddhist.
It's definitely like a
your-
Reservoir
your
Dogs
name
moment.
is-
Like, why am I Mr. Pink? It's like too
Yeah.
close to Mr. Pussy.
You're Timothy now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Timothy, I'm gonna
fucking kill this guy.
fucking sell this guy out for some silver or whatever.
Everybody just calls me this now.
Your
Judas
name,
is way
Brian.
cooler than
Oh.
Timothy.
You're
Your
right.
name,
Judas killed Jesus
Susan.
over the name. That's
Yeah,
what it
name.
was.
He gave me a
My
lame name.
name is Betsy.
He regretted that shit, I'm sure, right?
Betty.
The
Yeah.
naming?
Oh,
or the-
Judas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Did he hang himself?
Yeah, he killed himself. He
Oh,
hung
yeah.
himself. Yeah, hung
Some might
himself
say
with
that's the
rope of a
ultimate
donkey.
sign
Yep.
of remorse. I've heard.
I don't. I just.
Yeah.
Do you think? That's stupid.
I'll finish this thought, and then I swear I'll quit being so long-winded. I apologize. Anyway,
Fine.
Wait, the guy that
He
makes
goes
5-hour
to-
long videos is long-winded.
it's long-winded. Imagine
Yeah.
that. This is how I do it. I just ramble, and then people watch it for some reason. So Paul then goes to Peter eventually, and Peter teaches him to be in the way of the church. He teaches him how to follow Christ, and Paul becomes the first missionary. He travels from sea to sea, from place to place, leading others to Christ, and he's eventually executed for it in Rome by Nero. So the reason that Paul's letter, because remember, the church is super strict about what goes in the New Testament. There's only 27 books, if I recall right, in the New Testament, out of all the thousands that have been written about Christ and Christ's life. So the reason all those letters get included is because in one of Peter's letters, in 2 Peter, whenever he's writing to a church that Paul is going to be at, Peter says, remember, Peter is the bedrock of the church, because one of the last things Christ said on earth is, on this rock I will build my church. So whatever Peter says goes. In the book of 2 Peter, while talking about Paul, Peter says, I find that Paul is a righteous man, one to look after, and that his writings should be according and added to the scripture. So off of that one verse, that one quick mention where Peter said, I think
Ouch.
Paul's work should be in the Bible, that is why we include all of the letters to the Colossians, to the Romans, and whatever. So anyway, that's why all that stuff gets added to the Bible. I didn't mean to get so far off your question.
No,
Food,
It's
Dude,
the
about, like,
greatest
people who
vouch
did
in
it Christ.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it,
Vouch.
put it
Yeah.
Post all
Yeah.
his private letters in the
But
book.
what if he was past his writing prime and then he just gets like writer's block? He's oh fuck, I don't know what to fucking fucking a big hand
The-
comes
the-
out and writes some
Yeah.
shit. I'm losing it,
Yeah.
man. I don't fucking
Couldn't
know.
it be that these people were way too fucked up and drunk at this party? Like 3 a.m. Like a big
Somebody
hand
just
came out and
trashed it.
wrote some
Yeah.
shit.
Somebody graffitied it.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're in the bathroom, it's a fucking big ass hand. Wrote it. I'm so fucking sorry.
Guys, I swear, a big hand showed up and did that, not me. It definitely
I
wasn't
didn't
me.
piss on your wall, I swear to God.
So basically, by the long and the short of it, what you got down to, the answer to your question, Poob, is I think Wendigoon. What you're trying to say
Yeah,
is like,
yeah.
Native Americans
Yeah,
are going to hell. They're all
No,
going
they-
to hell.
no,
all
they
No,
over
can-
that's
the
they
not.
can
That's not.
pass.
Hold on. All right. I'll finish. wait.
Okay.
I forgot that
So,
was the question.
The Romans originally asked. Yeah. My bad. The Romans asked Paul. They were saying, "What of the people on the far shores?" I think they say the shores of Tarshish,
Florida?
some city that
Yeah,
was like way out on the
Florida,
coast
yeah.
from where they were.
Indeed.
They ask, "What are the people on the distant shores?" And Paul says that this is one of those things where it's like, what does this mean with grace and faith or whatnot? But Paul says that every man in his own time has had knowledge of the Creator, has had knowledge of the Creator of divinity, and that no man stands before God after death without being prophesied by the nature and the world that he exists within. So this raises a lot of questions, because it also says in the Bible that no man comes to me but by Jesus Christ, right? It's like, okay, well, these people from this tribe who have never interacted, they don't know who Jesus Christ is. They've never heard that name before. But Paul also said that anyone who knows of creation, who knows of the Creator, cannot stand before God blameless. So does that mean faith in the Creator is enough? Is that what salvation means? But he also said Jesus Christ. There's another point in the Bible, whenever Jesus says specifically, he said those of a broken or feeble mind are already under grace. Now, you know, most people take that to mean, you know.
Yeah, we're covered, guys. Broken and feeble mind, that's our ticket in.
I didn't know
I'm
any
going to be
better.
skating heavy on that shit.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Wendigoon told me. He said if I'm kind of like a little bit wacky and stuff, I can get in.
Sure. Most people take that to mean, you know, people that have, you know, a learning disability, they can't comprehend things, people who are vegetative, like they are already under grace. And what Christ said throughout his entire earthly ministry is, my name above all else is mercy. So things like that, combined with Paul saying that though no man stands guiltless, they all have knowledge of the Creator, leads me to believe that I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know exactly what level of faith is enough or whatnot. But I know that throughout Jesus, no one knows. It says no one knows the salvation of another. But I believe that throughout all of Christ's teachings, the underlining principle of everything was mercy, was grace. So I like to think that, as he said, no man stands guiltless. And there's going to be a lot of people in heaven that every Christian maybe wouldn't agree is going to be there. But
like Dahmer.
Like I said, I think Christ's name is mercy.
Dahmer's in heaven. I think he accepted.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he accepted Christ into his heart.
I just live more by like a my name is Earl rules situation where it's like you just do good things, you know, you hope it all works out, you know, be a good person. I think that'd be a more chill heaven. It's like you just get like kind of points, and then it's like you get enough good points, then you get in. You get enough bad points, you go to hell. And then this kind of makes me think also the, you know, a biggie line about like, if you go to heaven, can you like smoke weed there and stuff and like party? Or is it like, I guess no one would really know what it's like type
I think
deal?
it's pretty strict. Like those guys, imagine getting invited to a party and like you eat off the wrong plate and you're going to hell.
Sounds like a lot of sticklers.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little ins and outs, complications.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to be in heaven with the goody goodies. I might want to go to hell where I can smoke weed and have sex.
I don't know. Jerk off and eat chicken wings off of fancy plates.
It's not like eternal. Because when I was a kid,
you get to use the good plates in hell.
People, when I was a kid and people would be like, "You're gonna be in hell, lake on fire forever," I'm like, does sound pretty bad. Like that sounds pretty horrific.
That's not good.
People are like jabbing you with pitchforks and shit as you're floating by, and you're just always like, ah. Like then I don't want to go. But it's like if it's just kind of more like,
if it's,
you know, what
like when Nishak was in the oven, like they're just vibing in there, like river of fire, like flames everyhere, but they're just kind of hands in pockets.
It's like a big lazy river. You get a little inner tube.
Like they're kind of like sharing a cigarette or something.
Smoke weed, maybe some crack.
Put a joint over the edge of the boat.
Weed is natural. Weed is of the God's earth, so you'd have to imagine.
I bet
it's one giant lazy river.
Adam and Eve.
But somewhere, what'd you say about Adam and Eve?
Do you think
what the fuck did you just say about Adam?
Dude, what'd you say?
Speaking of our sponsors,
that was a conversation stopper. What'd you say about him? I said, do you think weed was in the Garden of Adam and Eve? Do you think it was just like?
It might have been. I don't know.
It might have been.
They had one of every fruit.
So bad. Smoke a little weed.
They had every fruit. So
I want that apple. No, you can't. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's what the tree of knowledge was. It was just a blunt, like stuck up on a bush.
Bag of Sour Patch Kids. Fuck. That would be my greatest temptation. So yeah, nerds, gummy clusters, and a big bag up there. Oh fuck.
Well, this actually like checks off like a double box off of our list. We were like panicking because somebody's having oral surgery or something later this month, and he's like, we need to get some episodes out, and I was like, maybe Wendigoon can help us.
If I wasn't getting oral surgery in like 5 days, we probably still should get. We have 2 more
we should.
podcasts. It's not really. It's just we have like.
I am happy to talk as long as you guys got. So yeah,
no,
problem with me.
it was awesome for you to come in, but also on my like list of like future guests, I was like, we should get like a person that knows the Bible, like a
Interesting.
like a Bible man.
Check this out. Oh fuck! It's way too bright.
This is our Bible, by the way. What you're about to see.
I think.
This is what we believe in. This is our Bible.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it's got babes. It's got babes. It's got fire.
Where did you find this? What am I looking at? What on
It's
earth?
actually one of Jesus's
Big
original
dragons
works.
and stuff.
It's actually.
I can see that.
That's just a taste.
It's actually from a Christian artist, Michael Finster, but he has one where it's. I want it so bad. It's like my Grail art that I want now, where it's like that style of hell below, and then there's earth, and then there's heaven above it, and it's got like the souls being sucked into both, and it's like a 5 foot tall art piece, really badass.
What's going on in heaven in that one?
In that one, people are like,
oh, they're like,
I don't know. I think they're all just like probably more like. You still have to go to church when you go to heaven?
yeah, what's going on up there? Like, because they just act like it's just
morning announcements at
good,
that
but
point.
like,
It's not
what's
really
like
true.
the actual?
It's like your kids are not there. Like your
Yeah.
wife, are they gonna show up?
Is this like
Yeah.
a family event or is it like a party up there? Like, is
It's like
it like
solo, like what you want the
So-
most.
So you do know people in heaven. There's several times in the Bible it talks about that whenever
Not lonely.
some of the saints and prophets, some of the saints and prophets died, that they're reunited with those that they knew in life. So like that's up there. There's that Jesus even specifically mentions that marriage is not a thing in heaven because that's a holdover on earth, but that you're still with your wife.
way
You're
out.
still with those that you
Oh.
love. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
There's a way out.
But
Hey,
you
it's
get to
till death
explore
do
your
us part.
options. Yeah,
okay, all right, yeah.
but nobody's married.
So-
So I'll
it's
see
like,
her. So we'll be
according-
like at the same party, but not together anymore.
Each
Well,
is
I
a
mean, you'll be
familiar
together.
space.
So the whole purpose of
Awkward.
marriage, as it was commissioned by Christ, was a testament for the believers of the church of how much God loves them. Whenever they asked about marriage originally, he said, "Wives, love your husbands. Love your husbands, abide by them, be kind to them. All this stuff." And then to the husbands, Christ said, "Husbands, love your wives as I have loved the church and died for it." Which talk about a
Wow,
commission
living up
of
to
like
that.
how much you're
Yeah.
supposed to.
Mhm.
Yeah, how like Christ, the one who's about to die for everyone, said, "Love your wives
Yeah.
like I'm going to love you and die on a cross for you."
Oh.
Like that is heavy. But the purpose of marriage was so that we could have a holy bond on earth.
It's like
Whenever
finally
we
get
die,
laid,
that-
like,
Yeah.
prude wife.
Whenever
You finally put out.
Yeah. That's what it takes.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Yeah, I'll marry you, I swear.
whenever I get talking about the Bible or whatever, I get in this cloud in my head of just running blah blah, and then Pooh just
I'm
grabs
sorry.
the rug.
Yeah.
It does a
No,
little rug pull.
it's hilarious. It's perfect. Every time it's like a Looney Tune brick wall. I never see it coming. It's perfect. I love it.
realize that tunnel's painted.
But so anyway, the marriage on earth is just a temporary holdover because all connections will be perfect in heaven. We don't need the office of marriage, but we'll still know people. At its core, from my reading, from my understanding of Christianity, and most scholars who I talk to about this agree, whenever we were created, God took a piece of himself and separated it to allow us to exist. We're given the free will. We're given the ability to make choices, make our own decisions in life as God can. But we're limited to this form. We can't feel, experience every aspect of creation. The human experience is finite, right?
Facts.
Like there is walls to it eventually.
Yeah.
Now, whenever we decided to use our free will for bad, whenever we decided to separate ourselves from God, we decided to let sin, to let evil, to let wickedness, greed come into us, and that has tainted our experience. It's hard to imagine an existence in any regard that doesn't involve, aspects of death, greed, wanting, the very nature of needing things, wanting things,
Oh, God,
like
collecting
never
Yeah.
being enough. Yeah. It's strange for us to even picture what that's like, but all of that is something that we have burdened ourselves with by the free will, by the choice of sin. So therefore, in heaven, because it is to be back with the Father, it's to be back to what our original purpose was. It is existence with no negatives. And by no negatives, I mean no hold downs of the physical form, of the corporeal form, no wanting, no needing for anything. It is divine peace entirely and without end. Something that's even hard for us to wrap our minds around what that would be like. But it is truly perfection. And something that as a human, we can't even, like, our brains can't comprehend what it's like, what perfection even is, more than a
the
concept.
half second before post nut clarity
Yeah,
kicks in,
the
where you're
half-
just
yeah.
like, I just like I'm not thinking about my taxes. I'm not thinking about anything. And I'm just like there.
The wall.
I'm just like
There it is.
Yeah. Before the wall hits, before the human condition or whatever fucking washes back over me, and I'm like, what am I doing?
We call that the weight of reality.
Before the crushing weight of my existence
The crushing.
So-
bears down on me.
Heaven is like
Consciousness.
coming all the time, is what you're saying.
Yes.
You're
No,
permanent.
yeah,
I'm not
it's one of
gonna
those things
put
where
a
it's like,
stamp
how
on
could
that
you?
one, but
How could you?
I won't stop you.
know what it'd feel like, but
One super nut. That's
when I was,
I mean, it's. Go ahead.
no, I'm
Oh,
just pulling rugs. What am I doing?
Oh man. So heaven, you made that seem like it rocks like hard. Hell, probably not so much. Is it equally?
Not
as
so
cool,
much.
or-
No.
No, it's a little
So
bit
you know
worse.
how you know how, like, I said that we were supposed to be perfect divine beings, and then, like, aspects of hell got added, and that took us this far away. So
Yeah.
imagine getting rid of all that original stuff and just going straight for all the bad. And that's about what it's like.
Oh. So
Darkness
probably
and fire, whatever
Yeah.
that means.
not
Yeah,
nearly.
yeah.
There's some really extremes. There's no like middle ground where you're just kind of like vibes, but then there's also it's kind of
Well, it like a lot of people kind of see it at this. This is mostly the fault of, like, mid-century or mid-millennial preachers or whatever, who
Yeah.
were just like, there's the God and the devil. They have these fist fights and they grab souls and they throw the souls to heaven or hell or whatever. Or like,
Yeah.
God is this mighty hand that swats down sinners. It's not really what it is.
it seems really petty.
Again, it in a lot of instances it is, and people excuse it with the idea of, like, oh well, God created the world, he can do what he wants with it, but that isn't really the God that's read about in the Bible. It's not my God, right?
Yeah.
So whenever we were created, we were given free will, right? That was the big thing that set us apart. We were given the ability of choice. A lot of people ask the question, why did God make a tree in the Garden of Eden that, would kick them out of Eden if they ate it? Why even put the tree there?
Kind of a dick
And the reason he
move.
put the tree
Yeah.
the reason he put the tree there is because if he hadn't, there would be no choice to the matter. If he just had a perfect garden that they could do
Did
no
they
wrong
know?
and do whatever
Did
they
he
want,
just
then they
warn
could never
them,
choose to
or did
leave.
he fully?
Did he
Fully
said the
explain to them the gravity of the apple?
he says if you eat it, you'll die.
Oh, and
gravity
she
of the
still
apple.
ate it.
Well, maybe
She
she was
still ate it,
bored.
yeah.
Were they going to be there
Dumb.
forever?
Dumbass bitch. Yeah. How long were they there?
Well, no one knows. It's
What if they were there
debated.
for,
Some
like,
say a week,
1,000
some think
years?
1,000 years. Yeah, no one has any
if
idea.
it was like
right?
more than like 4 years, I'd probably eat the fucking apple. To be
Yeah,
honest.
just-
One
the guy
person to
was, like,
talk
an
to.
asshole?
Or
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
see, that's the thing. You are thinking as a creature that knows what boredom is, what knows what
Oh,
monotony
yeah.
is.
Mm.
That didn't
Oh, they're
exist
not
yet.
bored?
All of that,
Oh.
anything that was bad or negative, wasn't even a concept
I had a
until
tiny dick.
he was like, "Oh, I'll try it." Yeah.
The wiener is
Trying to
massive.
get ideas and concepts, because maybe their free will was like you're in there for 1,000 years. You like start to get,
Yeah.
you're like, maybe I am getting bored.
Well, the reason Eve eventually ate of it is because the serpent told her, if you eat, God's lying to you. If you eat of the fruit, then you'll be like him. And that's why he doesn't want you to eat it. So it was a sin of pride, effectively.
I love
um,
how you speak it, like when you the way you talk when you talk about the Bible, like, changes. You're like, That's why she ate of it. Like instead of just like, that's why she ate it. Like,
I don't even realize I do that, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say it that
I'm
way
talking to
because
a
the
man
verse
from
is
1,000
the
years
verse is
ago.
great.
Yeah.
And she ate of the fruit, so I'm thinking of the verse. Wow, that's
Yeah.
weird. Thanks. Now I'm self-conscious about
That's
that.
why she ate
Appreciate
it.
it.
She ate a
No,
bit.
it's like bad ads. Like I don't talk like that. I talk so dumb. I don't so fancy.
Great. Thinking about that. Thanks, Poob. I appreciate it.
That's great.
Now you're thinking about.
And there
your-
goes the
your
brick wall,
mask.
just right.
Am I playing a character?
but-
Am I doing-
So whenever we became creatures that know what evil is, know what that is, God opened the door. He said, all right, you've chosen to depart from me, to depart from what you were supposed to be, which was a companion, a perfect, a free thinking being to be in companionship with God. You were supposed to be something perfect, and we chose to not be that. So instead, God said, okay, if you ever want to come back, if you ever want to come back to the divinity, the companionship that I originally meant for you, the door's always open. And that's eventually what Jesus Christ became, the sacrifice for sins. So that through the trust of his son, we can return to that perfection we were originally supposed to be in. So, the whole heaven and hell thing isn't people die and God's like, you were bad, you're good, and I'll take you or whatever. It is throughout our life, we have the choice if we want to return to the creation, the divinity, like Paul said, right? Like creation itself bears witness. So we can either return to that perfection that we were supposed to be a part of, or we can choose to not be a part of it. And God acknowledge it. What am I trying to say? God accepts our choice. God allows our choose, whatever it is. So if we choose that we don't want to be with him, God doesn't force us to be with him. He just allows us to exist on our own.
Yeah.
The devil, as
Real choice though.
The devil.
Yeah, you either hang out with me or you go to where they fucking rape
the
you in
worst
lava
place
for the
in the
rest of
world.
eternity. That's not really a
Choice is
choice,
yours,
dog.
buddy.
To be honest.
I ain't gonna judge. You can
Yeah.
pay.
Whatever you want.
The devil is worded throughout the Bible as being he's described as the roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. He's described as like this monster, a predator
Isn't he
almost.
sexy?
So it's not so much the idea. It's not so much that what.
Isn't he like described as like when he's an angel? Wasn't he like the most beautiful or something?
Yeah.
Or am I totally?
He is
Maybe
the
this
most
my
beautiful.
supernatural.
He's the morning star.
So,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah. Lucifer means morning star. He was named the morning star. He was the most beautiful among the angels. He was the leader of
But
the
also a
of the
roaring lion?
orchestras of heaven. And well, since
a
he
music
decided to
man.
rebel against God,
And
yeah.
the leader.
And a music man.
That's where the sexiness comes into because it's like he's got station, he's got looks, he's got
He's got
he's
swag.
kind of got that bad boy flair.
Yeah.
all of
Party
the Dark Ages ideas that began to prop up of like the horns and the cloven
Leather
feet and like the
jacket.
monstrous face. That all comes from old demons that are depicted throughout the Old Testament and some parts of the New Testament. Satan or Lucifer is never described as being ugly or poor, and he's always described as a beautiful angel. Because again, he was the most highly praised among the angels, and he chose to leave God. He thought he could be better than God, and decided
God
to take
like
it for himself.
uglify him.
Much
and
like
feel
Nebuchadnezzar.
fucking ugly as shit after he.
Yeah, that seems like a petty thing you would
I
do.
think the first thing I would do is like, now you're ugly.
Yeah.
Fucking spin your head, get the hell out of here.
Hits him with a.
You're gone.
Leave your
anyway,
looks at
shit.
the door, loser.
I guess that's a dumb question. I was going to say, is there anyone that's ever gotten like close to beating God? But then it's like, well, this guy was like the leader of the angels, and he didn't even.
Yeah, like
But it's like
I mean, Lucifer would
like
have been the best
Nebuchadnezzar,
shot.
he's like, I'm God. Like it'd be cool. It wouldn't be good. But it'd be cool if there was just a guy at one point that was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm God, and he like went toe to toe with them. Like that'd be a pretty.
it's not
good
even
tale.
close, dude. Nebuchadnezzar had insane wealth and power, and he made him go eat grass for 7
I know,
years.
that's what I'm
The
saying.
fucking
What about me? What if I've got that blood in
Dude,
me?
he will make you eat shit for twice as long. All right,
I've
you
got
won't even
that
be eating grass.
If I've got that blood in my bloodline, it's my great grandpa. Dude, I
It's
might
so
stand a
diluted
chance.
now. That's like the.
What if I'll unleash the beast when I need to? Yeah. That blood flows through my
That's
veins.
how he's going to, not metaphorically, physically fight God.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like,
In a
anyone ever go
tussle.
toe to toe with the dude for at least a couple rounds? You're not gonna beat him.
Yeah.
There,
Like,
there were no one ever went toe to toe, I'd say, but there were a lot of people who like tried to declare war or go back. Ahab would have been a big one. He talked about how he would be mightier
Moby
than
Dick?
God.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Moby Dick guy. Yeah.
That's where the Moby Dick captain's named from.
Oh,
King
okay.
Ahab from the Bible.
like all names.
Yeah.
I thought you
Captain-
meant the Moby Dick guy.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, fuck you,
My
God.
whale and
Captain
God. Those are
Ahab
my
fought
big
God.
things I'm going
This
after.
fucking whale.
But that's
Well,
that's
I'm
actually
going this
why.
way. I'm going-
God was like, thank God that whale ate him. Holy shit, that guy's hit the fuck out.
You guys one salty dog.
That guy's scary as shit.
That's why Melville named the character Ahab, because Ahab the king tried to track down and like fight God, and the Captain Ahab tried to track down this being that was greater than him, the whale. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Oh, shit.
A lot
So
of-
there
a
was
lot of
actually a
people
guy
rip
that
on him. Yeah.
tried to go
Hey.
toe to toe. This guy was hunting down God.
Ahab,
big
Ahab,
harpoon.
Ahab
Yeah.
tried to kill all of the servants of God because he thought that his gods and his position was better. He was married to Jezebel, which Jezebel to this day is like a nickname for like an evil woman, right? So that tells you about what that lady was like. Yeah, so Ahab and Jezebel they slaughtered thousands of the Lord's prophets.
Fight.
And they eventually died. Jezebel got ate by dogs. Her death was pretty
Oh,
brutal.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah, it talks about that
Yeah,
the
gangrene.
dogs would kill her, but they wouldn't eat parts of her because she was too disgusting. Like they are, like the Bible
They're
does not
pussy.
hold back. in some parts.
Ugh.
They eat everything but
Yeah,
that.
bro, if you,
This part's too
Just
rotten.
left her pussy laying out in the
Yeah.
desert. Jesus.
Just laying there.
Wow, yeah.
And then some guy had to fucking write about that. And he's like, Jesus Christ, this is pretty gruesome. Fuck.
He was probably
was your-
surprised when his book got
The
put in
pussy was
the.
left.
Yeah, we've had the big committee about things
Yeah.
that
Made the
should
cut.
go or not go in the Bible. That story about them eating everything but her pussy, that's
Yeah,
going in
we're
there.
keeping it in
That's
the pussy
all-
part. That's
yeah.
important.
You want that one? Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't even my best work. All right.
Yeah. You want to focus on that part?
Yeah.
A lot of other stuff happened.
that's the part you added. I didn't even mean to send that one.
I think we should focus on this Ibram guy or whatever. No, okay. Just
Man,
about
there's some
poor
stories in the
chapters.
Old Testament. There's some stories in the Old Testament that are like, huh, that's horrible.
But like
Why-
Adam and Eve,
Why'd you
like
include that?
they were in the garden, and you say like
warning.
they had complete, like no negatives, right? It
I
was
didn't
just
realize like, they have like what you would achieve if you went to heaven.
like, yeah, and
like that sensation.
And they got bored.
and they ate the apple, and
Effectively,
I'm
the
assuming
only difference would be that it would be, you're right, Poob, about like not knowing any bad, not knowing the experience of bad. The only difference was Adam and Eve were given a physical body, and it says that
Okay.
after we die, our soul is given a more perfect heavenly body. So imagine heaven is like that, like the garden, only all of the downsides of the human form are gone as well, like even
Fucking
beyond
shredded.
that. So yeah, but yes, you're on
Wait,
the right
oh
track.
wait, they
yeah.
were given a human body after
They were humans. Yeah, in the Garden of Eden, they were humans.
That's what I look like.
Yep.
Get my more
Yep.
perfect body. I will
Yep.
be
There you go.
honed, dude. I will be so.
That's what I'm
ripped.
trying to say. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
But they had probably old wrinkly bodies up there, and they're like, "Fuck this." It sucks. Then
Yeah.
they just had regular bodies. So then you'd have to imagine they couldn't have been up there too long, as people speculate. You know, because no
Well,
one knows how long they
I
were
mean,
up
they didn't age or anything, right?
there.
Like that all came. The concept
You
of
say
I
up
wish,
there? Are
you
you
know,
saying like the
old,
Garden
not
of Adam
perfect.
and Eve
in the
is like
cloud.
up? No, it's down. It's like on. It's
the
here somewhere.
Garden of Eden was on Earth somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
shit. I thought
yeah.
it was like in a cloud or something.
no, it's in like Utah or something.
We know it as
Nah,
Las Vegas.
It's in Utah.
Yeah.
It's in Utah
Somewhere
or
in central
something.
Indiana, I
It's
believe. If I can-
Everglades. I remember,
Yeah,
I remember when I was a kid, there was like in the newspaper, local newspaper, they're like scientists think they might have found the Garden of Adam and Eve. It's here off the Wakulla River, and I'm like, no, not in a million fucking years.
No.
This
No,
mosquito
they didn't.
hellhole with alligators and shit. You get killed in a second walking around with just a fig
Well,
leaf
they did.
over
There
your,
was a
your
big
dick
snake,
and balls.
right? There was a snake in that garden.
That's true. There's
boa
snakes.
constrictor.
There was the
Yeah.
serpent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of
Yeah, the
those
serpent.
imported pythons that people just leave around in
Yeah.
Florida. They invasive species. It even got in the goddamn garden.
Yeah. Even God was like, "How the fuck did this thing get in here?"
Yeah.
You really gotta do something about those.
Someone smuggled a boa, and that's
Yeah.
how humanity fell.
That's
He got a big python loose.
Ah, man, this thing got too big. I can't take care of it. Some redneck threw it over the wall.
Flush it down the toilet or some shit.
Oh, what the fuck is it? I feel fear for the first time. What is that?
Yeah.
Not my problem. I feel fear for the first time.
Thing's scary looking.
And that's part of
Nah,
your plan, too.
the guard.
Quick, eat the apple. Eat it, we'll die. I don't wanna.
As the snakes fly through the air, eat the apple. The Garden of Eden, most people think it was either. It's mentioned as being near the Euphrates. People think it may have been like, under the Mediterranean Sea now. Probably got annihilated, turned to desert or something. Who knows? But I mean, the whole world flooded at one point, so wherever it was gone for a while, at least. Probably didn't come out looking tip top.
Rip.
So, is there any like what about in the future? The Bible focuses so much on the past. They don't have any.
I was about to say, like, what? Wouldn't it be cool if, like, more like people are getting immortality and shit, or people are getting turned into dogs, like now? That way we kept it going, but it's like I guess most of it's like they did it. It's been done.
Yeah,
Well,
a lot of
the
craziness
actual-
died down.
The dividing line for it is Jesus Christ. So
Yeah,
in the
okay.
Old Testament, we were in what's known as the age of law. There was law people had to follow. God interacted much more physically on earth. There's several times you'll read about in the Old Testament that like an angel physically appears before people and a demon physically appears, and these people worship these false gods, which are demons that demand child sacrifices. Like everything's very physical. Miracles happen directly. But then whenever Jesus Christ came, there's a bunch of symbols into why he destroyed it that I won't get into, but the short version is whenever Jesus Christ came, we no longer needed the law because now we had the Holy Spirit. Now we had the entire purpose of the law, everything between Adam and Eve to Jesus Christ was just a holdover until Christ came as the sacrifice for humanity's sins. So whenever Christ came, we no longer needed the physicality. We didn't need the law because now the Holy Spirit, or part of God, dwells within us directly. So we don't need all of the holdovers from the Old Testament. So after Jesus, that's when all of the physical miracles, the crazy weird stuff, that's when it quits because it's not needed anymore. Now humanity can make their choices of free will without God constantly needing to intervene or change what we do because we can decide for ourselves. Yes, I saw you in the back. I saw your hand ring.
I'm going out.
Yeah, I got a little question there, Teach. Your explanation of that works for like Christian people. It makes sense and everything, but Jewish people, don't you think they would be a little bit more inclined to, believe in Jesus if they're like all this wild shit stopped right after
He died, it's gone.
right after
so-
he fucked up. That guy did the big sacrifice. And now all of a sudden demons ain't
that's-
talking to us as much
so-
and bothering
I-
us and telling us to
I-
kill
No
each
one's
other
fuel
and
us
stuff.
anymore.
I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. As a
Yeah.
Christian, obviously, I believe Jesus was the Son of God.
Yeah.
Christianity and Judaism are the exact same religion up until Jesus Christ. That's where
I
we
know.
diverge.
Yeah,
Our
that's
Old
what I'm
Testament,
saying.
the Old
All this-
Testament, yeah.
all this wild shit
Yeah, the
is
old-
accounted for during that time, and then as soon as Jesus does that, all of
Uh-huh.
a sudden it's
Okay,
not
now
around
I've got a
anymore.
question
Yeah.
because I feel like this is gonna get a little dicey. We got to bring in all this other stuff.
I'm here
This
for it.
is okay.
Bring
So
it on.
you like cryptids and stuff. You like cryptology. This
Uh-huh.
is the sub question after my main question of like, what? So like like if we just saw a Sasquatch, would you be like, well, what the fuck? Like, God did that? Leading to my main question of like, if like aliens just show up and they're like, oh yeah, like,
Yeah.
like whatever. Like if an alien just showed up and was like, would that just like fuck everything up, or is that I don't
No,
know, like, would
so
that just be like a bummer.
So this is how I see it, right? Well, it's not really how I see it. This is how I get it from scripture, like from the words that are given. I believe that God made us. I don't believe that we're all accidents. I don't believe, free will, consciousness, love, existence is just like, I'm glad those two atoms did that neat little trick. Like, no, I believe in, a divine creator, right? So because of that, I believe the divine creator created us, and then we chose to go astray from him at multiple points and continue to throughout history. But that divine creator is still there, and he still has a world that's curated for us. The world was exist for us to live in. So the only direct notes that I have from that divine creator are the ones that he gave to people directly and those who knew him directly through the Bible, right? And from my readings of the Bible, from my readings of the creator, I personally do not believe in aliens. The reason I'm not one of these people who's like, aliens definitely don't exist because blah, blah, blah. I really don't have that much stock in it. I just don't believe in them. Whenever the sun, moon, and stars is mentioned in the Bible, it says that the Lord created them. He created the stars also for our wonderment and for our purpose. It's to see the world around us, to know how great he is. And it all goes back to what Paul said. Creation itself bears witness that there's something greater than just an accident, right? That we mean something more. So whenever I see that that God said he created the stars for our wonderment, I'm like, okay, I don't believe in aliens. Now, if tomorrow aliens were to show up, like you said, it would be wonderment. You're right, which is why I'm saying I'm not super hardcore, like, no, aliens are bad, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like I'm not that hardcore about it. I don't mind if they exist or not. I'm really not that much one way. If tomorrow, like you said, they came down and they whatever, like aliens showed up, my thought wouldn't be, oh, well, I guess the Bible is wrong. I guess because things exist in the stars, God didn't make any of this, and it is all an accident, and everything's a lie. I would instead.
Jesus made us, and they had the Bible also, but it had like a slight variant, like Judaism, and then it just like.
That's basically what happened in Ethiopia in the 1400s, which is very funny. But yeah, if so.
His name
they just had a slightly
Jesus, it was something slightly different.
Lorbong.
But
J Swiss.
If it turned out that aliens exist, I wouldn't think, oh, God doesn't exist. I would think, oh, I was wrong. Yeah. I just misunderstood what was in there. It wouldn't destroy my faith or my reasoning, because aliens existing doesn't mean God didn't create them. If anything, it means the fact that life happened, the miracle of life happened again. That'd be more proof of it, right? It wouldn't change any thoughts to me. I just don't think they do, because I haven't seen, definitive evidence of it. But
if you were a great creator and a tinkerer of, biological engineering and stuff, wouldn't you have, you're not going to keep all your eggs in one basket? You make a planet and some peeps. The second they ate that first apple, I'd be like, I'm going to make a backup, somewhere. These people are bound to be fucked up. Really, the only thing that leads me to believe that we are, or at least I'll say this, at least we're the only higher order thinking beings, right? Is because it says that whenever we were created, that God made us in his image, that the form of man is the form of God himself, that we are, physically a copy of that creator. So it's like, okay, so if there are aliens, then are we the special ones? Did God make us in his image? Did he make another planet of people that look just like us?
Way to
like
think
his
about
own?
It. We are the chosen, correct. And they are the creatures.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it's like maybe he made another group that looks like us. Maybe there's life out there that
it would be more of just
like I said,
you got to roll
I'm not
with the
that
punches
hardcore
when stuff like that gets out.
Yeah.
It's like I'm
I said, if aliens show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I said, if aliens
showed
up
tomorrow was
like,
face. Hey, what's up? Like, we got proof of Jesus. I'd be like, hold on, what's going on here? Like, it'd take, it'd take me a while to,
what if they just look way cooler than us, and they're like, yeah, God said he made us in his image.
Yeah.
And he said he was really embarrassed that he used to look like you guys back in the day.
Yeah. He was great at the gym, dude. He was
looking at us is like when your parents look at a picture of themselves from high school and they're like, holy shit, I used to dress like that and have my haircut like that. Oh my God.
Yeah, he actually said that he made us in his image, and you guys to look at.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so funny if they came and were
That's why
like,
he
"Wait, you
ditched
guys ate the apple?"
for so long.
Yeah. Wait,
The apple, you guys
the
ate
fucking
that.
apple?
Yeah, we can
You
find
did
out.
what?
Rookie mistake. Rookie.
No one talks bad about you all the time.
It was the one rule. He told us don't do that.
Oh, you idiots!
It's just a big social experiment.
Losers.
We're all us little monkeys. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd really have to see
just
some.
another funny thing.
Yeah, like the opposite. I'd have to see like, I don't know, some crazy. I'd like to. It'd be cool. Like if I saw like some sort of like a man turn into a werewolf or something.
Yeah.
I'd probably,
Yeah.
I'd be much more understanding.
Some
I'd
guy
be
landing like a
badass.
fucking Avenger onto the floor and laser beaming
or,
somebody.
or
like,
if I saw a superhero, I'd probably be like, that was God.
that
I
was,
saw like an Iron Man suit.
God did that. Yeah.
God,
Obvious robot technology.
oh my god.
He sees like a
it's like a
Boston
Thor type.
Dynamics robot, and
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
"Man, God did
God, I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's those stupid little dog robots that like tell you to pick up trash or whatever. It's just...
The guy kicks it over. No.
yeah.
I hate those videos where they're beating the shit out of those.
Yeah, that always seemed like unnecessary to me, but I get it.
It's
You
rude.
got to test the gyros on them, but the first thing I'm
Some of
going to
them
do
are
when I
just
see
fake.
one now is push it. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to
They're
push
really
it.
breeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to.
I can't wait to
I
shoot a
like-
Boston Dynamics robot."
It's just
hate
I
interesting.
those
like that
things.
Wrangle Star video that was like, here's exactly where their camera
Here's his
feed
weak
is.
point.
Here's their heart. Here's their processing unit. Like, shoot them right in the gut right here. That was funny. He's
Punch
like,
him
oh,
in
if you
the
got a
throat.
paintball gun, you can cover their camera.
Yeah, there's sensors in their
Yeah.
cameras. Yeah.
You can wear a little QR code. If it scans it, it fucking scrambles their brains.
Oh,
Yeah.
that, I bet you. You know what? Like, I bet you in the future, there's gonna be people with like little scramblers
Wearing
on
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be wearing and walking like them and dressed up so I could fit in.
You know what I
like,
say?
I
I
thought
say
for a
that,
second-
but like they haven't even made a good way of like blurring your goddamn license plate so you don't get hit by toll roads and stuff. So never mind. The chances of us having cool like
Yeah, there is. I mean, you see
Blade Runner
those,
tech.
those magnetic. You can get a leaf that goes on your license plate, and then you press a button, it drops off if you get pulled over.
I have not heard. That.
Have you seen
That's
those?
awesome. It sounds like
Yeah, that's
James
how you
Bond
trump
tech.
up your charge
Yeah.
from speeding to an unregistered vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen the
Get it.
plastic covers that look like holographic over your
Oh.
license plate.
I haven't seen those.
I mean, there are
I remember
ways
during
they
the
Tech.
protest. I remember during the
Constitution,
protest, people were like painting their faces in such a way that supposedly Face ID wouldn't recognize them, and apparently that just didn't work at all. It totally recognized them.
You just look like
Here's
an
you with
idiot.
a stupid paint on.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's your that dumb
What?
paint on your face, idiot.
Yeah.
Where they like put eyeballs like lower down on their cheeks or something?
Oh,
or-
that would
Nah,
be-
it was
that
it was
actually
like
probably
these
works.
weird
Yeah, like a
blocks.
line
They
of
would do
them.
like an orange square here and then a square here, and it was supposed to scramble it. But it like you said, it was just like, hey, here's your dumb face with face paint
Just
on.
get eyes
Yeah.
in different colors.
Yeah, I
all
would
over-
just get a
all
bunch
up
of
and down.
different. Why
And
not
I get a
add
mouth
stuff?
like here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would paint on a mustache and a beard. And
I would.
You just show up
Yeah.
like some eldritch being, like some
Yeah.
biblically accurate angel walking
I'm
around,
trying to
like
imagine that
eyes
priest guy
and
from
mouths
Dark
all over your
Souls
face.
that has all the eyes going up his helmet.
Yeah, it'd be hard to
Yep.
face scan that guy.
Yeah,
Unless they saw him once and they'd be like, well, that's definitely that guy with all the
That guy.
eyes.
it's the pair of eyes that are actually looking
So
at.
I
me.
only
think he'd be
person
pretty
with
easy to
multiple-
remember.
Yeah. Oh, I hear my kids stomping around up there. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Should
why
I
don't
go
you start
join 'em?
fucking doing pop shots?
Time is it? Oh, it's 5:30.
Yeah, it's 5:30. Do you guys want to call it? A little 2-hour
Yeah.
podcast?
I don't
That's a
care.
Whatever
healthy
you all
number.
wanna
That's a
do,
healthy
whatever.
amount.
That sounds
It
good.
was a good podcast.
That's like half a Wendigoon show episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
this
half-
is the
almost
shortest
half.
Wendigoon
Yeah.
video ever.
Well, okay, by the way, I saw
Man.
you tweeting
Part
about
one done.
I saw you tweeting about Blood Meridian and like all those great like little memes and stuff, and I wanted to ask you about it, and then I saw that you have like a 5-hour long Blood Meridian video, and so I'm like, this guy's probably all Blood Meridianed out for life because I know what
Oh no,
that
it's
goes
it's,
through
it's
when
a
you're
good
just
book.
editing.
It's a good
them.
book.
Yeah, I'm like
It's a
halfway
good
through
book.
it.
It's a very good book. Really,
But-
really. The video or the book?
The book. Yeah, I'm like
Okay, cool. Making sure. Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
trust you.
Very
to
nice.
read.
Yeah.
yeah.
What part of the book are you at?
Yeah. The book with no
book?
pictures.
They're just. I think they're just outside of Chihuahua. Since they got to Chihuahua, they've gone to a couple more places. Horrific things have happened. God, these guys are really dastardly. Their redemption arcs.
They sure are.
Towards the end, I'm sure there's got to be
that's what's gonna happen.
Sun shining at some point. Happy grassy plains, maybe a picnic or something. Because these boys have really gone through it.
He never sleeps. He says he will never die. He's dancing. He'll never die. That will mean something to you when you get done with it.
Okay. I did see a great pic in reply to one of your tweets that I actually saved.
Oh, shit.
And it's just a picture of a baby.
All those judge memes.
Yeah, it's whatever in creation exists without my knowledge exists without my consent. Actually, I think I'm just past that little rant he does.
Okay, yeah.
Where I'm like, this is the most
that's down when they're in the
man
jungle.
ever
It's
put
a
to
hard
paper.
line, though,
It's a
dude.
hard line,
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, when you get to the war chapter, oh my gosh. Like, you want to talk about an unhinged man. What's the quote? War has always been here. Before man existed, war waited for him. The ultimate practice awaiting its ultimate practitioner. Like, what a thing to say to a group of people.
Yes, yeah, I've never said a sentence that coherent in my life out loud.
Right?
I also just can't believe you can you have some sort of encyclopedic memory of all these fucking passages and all these readings you do.
brain
He did a
work.
5-hour video on it.
I can only do this shit with. Yeah, I guess he did
A
just do a
5-hour
video.
No, even if I
The ins
made
and outs, dude.
like a 5-hour
life.
video on anything, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to recall shit.
I can't do any
You
of
just
that
delete
except
it.
for
Yeah, I mean that's
maybe like TV show
Yeah,
plots.
It's exclusively for the Bible and needless
Blood Meridian.
media. That's it.
Oh.
That's the only two things I've got bowling around up here. The Bible
What are you
and dumb
losing
stories.
to
That's
make
it.
room for that?
Yeah,
Do you remember your name and
what
your
do you
social
suck?
security?
Most other things, but pretty much everything else. I still don't know how to edit. I'm still horrible at it.
Well, you can't be good
Some
at
of my videos
everything,
are so
okay?
low
Yeah.
grade. It's just
You
me
can't-
talking. That's
You
it.
can't have it all.
What's awesome though about those types of videos is like you don't really need that. You know.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I try
No,
to tell
I'm-
myself that as I'm
yeah.
like, no, I need to edit.
Yeah, you don't like need it if you just have a
MLG
good
edits.
story,
Yes.
like it doesn't matter. I think about that
I appreciate
for
that.
example, there's that movie Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. And
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it. The second I watched it, I was like, this movie just seems old. It seems shitty, and it like the sound design on it sucks. Like everything about it sucks. And then the more I like rewatched it, I was like, it can just look ugly and be shitty because it has a good story, and it's got Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman, and you don't need anything else. You know, it doesn't need to be flashy.
Yeah.
Where's all the VFX?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I was at-
I
That's-
really appreciate that you compared my YouTube videos to Unforgiven. My word. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
That's a high praise.
Yeah.
I would have
praise.
thought this movie came out way earlier. The way you're talking, it's gone in
Yeah.
1992.
Yeah, go watch that movie and go, oh, this is like a 1992 movie. Nope. That movie,
Yeah.
it's rough. It's visually rough. And audio-wise rough, but it's pretty badass.
It do be like that. It do be like that sometimes.
That final stand, like where he comes into the saloon, and then I was about to drop
Sound.
the line that he says because it's cold, man. But my
shoot you.
mind don't work as good as yours, so I can't remember what he says. But just imagine he says some real badass
Something's
shit.
awesome.
Smoke that
Just
skin
imagine
wagon.
the most
Come on.
badass shit possible. He says that.
Smoke
right when
that
he walks
skin
in.
wagon and see what happens.
Yeah. That's a different movie, I think, but yeah.
That's
Equally as
Tombstone. Yeah,
badass,
don't
though.
worry.
Yes, Tombstone.
Don't worry. We're not trying to scare you.
Yeah. I mean, gaslit right now. What the hell? All these Western movies are all going together. They're all melting as one. I always did love that line though. Skin that smoke wagon.
wagon
See,
and-
yeah,
skin that
see what
smoke
happens. It sounds like you're. It sounds like a hand job to me.
Yeah.
Skin and smoke wagon.
What
It
a
sounds
Yeah.
like
insult. What an insult. You go to a man who has a gun and you're like, oh, that smoke wagon, that noisemaker you got, that baby rattler. Like, what a demeaning thing to say. He punches that guy in the face and says, you're going to do something, you're going to stand there and bleed. Like, just destroy.
Badass.
The best ones in that movie, though, are Doc Holliday, who's like, Ringo comes in. And whenever Doc's standing there, he's like, he says, he reminds me of myself. I think I hate him. And then they stand up and both speak Latin back and forth. And he goes, yep, I hate him.
Yeah.
Like,
your goddamn editor, Poob Swift. He has been quoting Doc Holliday for like.
Wait, really?
Like the past month.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Is that why he's got the fucking? He's got the
mustache
like
and the and everything. He just keeps going like,
dude.
I'm in
he's
my
had
prime.
that for months.
And then you saw him with it and you copied him.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a big Doc Holliday fan because I went to that place in Colorado. Where's that fucking town? I went to some town. Oh, Glenwood Springs. And we didn't go because we're like huge Doc Holliday fans, but everything there is like Doc Holliday theme because I think he died there or something.
Oh.
I don't fucking know.
Did
It's cool. It's like you're just in a bowl mountain. Wendigoon. You gotta know
do you
these
know
things. Did he die in Glenwood Springs, or maybe he's just a big fan of it?
You
or
know
something?
everything. Tell us about him.
You have all the answers.
I don't know.
Where was he
if
born?
died
What were his
there.
deepest secrets?
Yeah.
I know that he
Worst
was a
thing that ever
dentist, and then he went out to he was in Wyoming for a
That's
while.
Django
He was
Unchained.
fighting cattle
It's a
rustlers.
different.
Yeah, he died in a hotel room at Glenwood Springs. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
nice.
right.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a cool area. It's pretty. If you
I
like Doc
just heard
Holliday, it's your
something-
fucking place, dude. It's got Doc Holliday shit everywhere, and a couple of the other cowboy people.
I just heard
I
like
don't
a
know,
vase
some
break
Patriots.
or something above me.
In my house? Oh,
shit,
God.
all right.
No.
They meant like in my home. I'm fucked, dude.
No
my roommates are
screaming.
home.
We should be good. Yeah.
You're fine. Those kids are.
Yeah, we're fine. Abby's got, for some
They're
reason, she's like,
practically
oh,
only
tripod
got
tables. Those are the new thing. Tripod tables. We have like 3 with heavy potted plants on them. I'm
Children.
like, we have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. You're just asking for a grievous injury to happen here. They'll get knocked over. I'm sure they're fine.
Fire.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm out of here. This is the end of it. Is that all right?
All right.
Can I call it here?
Yeah, do you want to give like any
Yeah, why not?
form of like outro or something, dude? Jeez.
Brian, you've been a super chatterbox. Wrap it up.
Okay. This was episode put it up there, Salt. And I'm glad and we had Wendigoon with us, and we
Yep.
learned about Jesus,
Boom.
and we learned about Poop's weird shit, you know, as
Yep.
always, and you know, and me and Sam kind of chilled
Yep.
this time around, and
you can find Wendigoon's channel.
you can find Wendigoon,
Boing, put it up.
spell it perfectly.
He doesn't
Yeah.
need our help. He's doing just fine on his own.
Yeah.
Or,
And,
you
can find our channel right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advertise
their
us.
channels, yeah.
It's called advertise our channels on there.
Yeah.
The algorithm likes this guy. Fuck him. Put my channel here. Poobs. Brian, you doing anything? No, you're just
well,
regular
you know.
work.
Put Die of Laughter over there, over all of that, yeah, and then no, he says no to that.
Don't
all
do
right,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, also put, Stall probably doesn't want to advertise that.
Put my Twitter.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the? What were you gonna play? What?
But
Call it. Just
Yeah,
cancel
just
it.
call it.
I don't know.
It just
You were
faded
doing
out
this,
into a
you're like,
that's the
non-
final day.
he's-
Die of
I thought you-
laughter. I
you
was going to
said
say that like a marquee.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought you
big
were
text
doing
thing.
You're like, Stall doesn't want to put this one, but then I thought you were gonna say
Oh,
something
no.
crazy.
I was going to say
All
Stall
right.
that probably doesn't
Oh,
do
all
Die
right.
of
Well,
laughter.
And the Looney
Cut,
Tunes
all right, and then
outro.
cut this to be
Yeah.
coherent, and then then you know, go home, Stall. Yeah,
Now I'm
go.
going to go pee
Bye.
and eat burgers.
You're in that.
I'm eating
All right.
burgers for dinner.
I'm gonna
Thanks.
go work out because I you know.
Thanks, Wendigoon. Thanks
Yeah,
for coming
thank
on.
you. But
Yeah,
remember,
Absolutely. Hold on. That should do it for now, but I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
There you go.
I know.
There.
Put that
Boom.
over
That's-
Brian.
There it is.
Yeah.
Cut me
When
out
you
for
say
it,
it's coming out of
whatever that
Brian's
was,
Yeah.
and then that there, and then
Excellent job.
And boom, we're
Brian.
good.
Perfect.
Thank
Perfect.
you.